you know, it's inoperable. All right, what else here?
You want some cosplay? Here's your cosplay. I will crush my enemies. It's just this breathing tube is not like completely straight. So it just kind of does that sort of farting noise, but there we are.
Oh yes, he will powder his nose a little bit. Some people need a little something, you know. That's, yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, you forgot your lotion. Here it is.
What are you doing?
Yeah, you forgot your lotion. Anyway.
All right, go. Oh, you got her. We have this Reddit. It's called r/am I the asshole,
Yes.
where people tell their personal
you're
stories
just asking.
and ask if.
Focus.
Slap me in the ass.
You have just one attempt.
Here we go.
That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Fuck you.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14,
Lower.
15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Goddamn, dude.
21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29.
Stop it! Seriously.
31, 32, 33.
Yeah, that's as much as I can do. Oh, Jesus.
And he's dead.
Respect, because
Fuck
he
you,
was
dude.
being beaten.
I'm gonna be like fucking have red marks on my
So
ass.
we leave the
got it
guys
in the
for
moment.
3 minutes and they're doing push-ups.
Okay.
This is your gift for me.
Handstands. Sure.
For
with the
respect.
hat.
I'll block you if you took over. Whoa! Hey!
Wow.
Woo!
Insane. Look at.
Oh
Oh my gosh! Show
Oh!
up! Get out!
Oh, he's
Show
just
up.
flexing on us.
Get out! Show up!
Did everybody see his ass?
Yeah,
Everybody see his ass? Because we did.
Yo, if you only had mom spaghetti. Oh shit. His palm spaghetti, knees weak, arms spaghetti. There's vomit on his sweater already.
Mom spaghetti.
He's nervous, but on the surface it looks calm.
Spaghetti.
To drop bombs, but it keeps on
Spaghetti.
What he wrote down, the whole crowd goes
Spaghetti.
He opens his mouth, but
The spaghetti.
won't come out. He's choking how? Everybody's joking now.
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti's run out, time's run over. Blow, snap back to
Spaghetti.
spaghetti. Oh, he goes spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
No, he's so
Spaghetti.
spaghetti low. He's mad, but he won't give up spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
No, he won't have it. Fucking die already, you son of a bitch. Ah! Ah! Oh, that was painful. Oh, that was painful. That was painful, and I hated it. Oh, God. Anyway. See, family-friendly stream? This ain't no family-friendly stream over here. I can say fuck, shit, piss, motherfucker, cocksucker. Like, it's all open. It's all open games over here. I'm a huge proponent of free speech, so I don't like, unless the only exception I make is like obviously hurting people's feelings. But yeah, profanity totally fine by me. Obviously, no hate speech or anything like that. But you know, as long as it's respectful, we're all good. Hold on. There we go. We'll just put the chair away. Here. Is this what you like? Is this what you want? Do you like flossing? How about a Millie Rock? I'm Millie Rock on any block. Give me those donations, man. Give me those donations. I'm dancing for donations. I'm dancing. Wow. Those are amazing physics right here. Damn, dude. You know how strong your core has to be for you to maintain this position right here? This is incredible. Unless he's wearing those like reinforced pants. Damn, I have a lot more respect for this guy all of a sudden. I thought he was just a toady, but damn. His ability to sit in this... I don't even care if I die at this point. I just want to see this. Oh man, this is incredible. Wow. Physics. 100% Gopnik. Yeah. This is the 200% Gopnik. He's not even squatting. Progress is overrated? I disagree 100%. Progress is all that matters. Change is inevitable, and only those who can ride the wave of change. Yeah, we get it. Blow it out your fucking ass. Hey, Norgatrol with the $3 tip. Hey, well, thank you kindly. Much appreciated. Wait, let me just, hold on. I want to check if I actually can do something. Sorry. Every time I start the stream, I want to be, like, super good and, like, immediately be on the level, and then I think, oh, what if I tinker? Yeah, that's not happening. That's not happening. Okay, we're staying like this. That's fine. Just a little bright. Maybe if I wait, hold on. What if I do this? Okay, that's a little bit too red. It was fine. Let's leave it there. That'll be fine. I just realized that it kind of looks like I'm in heaven, but it's fine. It's cool. Whatever. Maybe I am. Hello, everybody, and by everybody, it seems like I mean nobody. Nobody's here, but that's okay. You know what? It's fine. It's totally okay. I have come to peace with this. My name is Apologus. All my friends are here. Norgatrol's here. He's my only friend. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure everyone will show up eventually. And but yeah, thank you very much for the $3. I do appreciate it, Norgatrol. That's very kind. Very kind. Hello, Mr. Muscular Dystrophy Man. Not dystrophy. What is it? Muscular something. I got some stuff today. You know what I've been thinking. I've been looking at my streams and like my general performance quality, and one of the things that I've noticed is that there's this tendency I tend to have to, especially when I'm in front of the camera, to be a lot more theatrical, and like I'll present myself as if I'm doing like a video essay format, or like, you know, saying something sort of concrete and with gusto and choosing my words carefully. But then in the back of my head, I have this doubt in my head, like, oh, if I do it like that, people will think I'm faking, and they won't believe me. So like, so far I've been trying to toe the line between performativity and relatability, and I've been thinking maybe that's not worth it, because I like being theatrical. That is like me being my authentic self. Sure, I may play it up a little bit for the camera, but then again, that is expected. I'm literally in front of the camera. Like, if I didn't want to be entertaining, then like, why am I here, right? Bad Keith Gaming is here. What's up? All right, that's what's happening. So today I have a series of topics I'd like to discuss. I have sort of a broad, lecture-style discussion, kind of geared towards 3 topics that I'd like to sort of talk to you about. And hopefully, if this format works, then, you know, we'll turn it into a video later, and that's going to be good. Hey, Bears LV is here as well, yeah. Add a longer fuse and don't rage on those fuckers. Yeah. No, I'm just talking about, like, my performance quality. I'm just saying, like, for this particular stream, just keep in mind that I'm going to... First of all, yeah, we have a green screen, first of all. Hey, Bears, yeah, welcome. Green screen in it. Hold on. Where's the... Where is it? Is it? No, wait, what was it? Oh no, I took the video away? No, here it is. There it is. Whoa! Yeah, there we go. We got there. It's still a work in progress. I don't like the extra light stuff. It's just it's necessary to light up the green, but yeah. We'll figure it out. And Frank Bear is here. All my friends are here. Hello, everybody. Everybody's here. We have viewers. Please say hi, Jonas. Yeah. Tripping balls, dude. So I have 3 topics prepared today, and I'd like to talk about these. So just keep in mind that I'll be talking for a little while. I'm just gonna, in order to like concretely and coherently deliver my points, I'm gonna have to ignore chat. So there's gonna be a little bit of a different kind of a dynamic. Like, I'll say my piece, and then we'll hit chat, if that's okay. Yeah. So just keep that in mind. This is how we're gonna do it today. I'm gonna try something new. If it works, then cool. If not, then fuck it. I'm just like trying to figure out how I can make content that I'd be willing to put on YouTube. And just like everything up until this point, I haven't been comfortable with it. So in order to concentrate on, you know, giving good takes that are, you know, visually appealing, I'm gonna delay because I'm on my tablet, but here for the day. Okay. Trigger this broadcaster, get roasted with facts. Yeah. No problem, you're the boss here. Incredible. Okay. So the 3 topics I have prepared today are puns, 1960s Italian pop music. Actually, it's just one song, but I learned about the story like a couple of days ago, and it fascinates me. and art as communication. This one's a bit more broad. The first two I have like proper material for you. The third one's just like, it's fine. It's cool. Are you gonna have a chalkboard background or Corelay background? I'm gonna do you one better. I'm gonna have a Word document background, followed by a Paint background. We're pulling out all the stops, all the high quality stops, man. All the we're gonna do Paint. It's gonna be incredible. It's gonna be amazing. So I'd like to briefly talk about puns. First of all, can we do a poll in chat? Is that possible? Can we do a poll? We can do a poll, right? It's just literally just like poll like that. No. That's not how you do it. Fuck, I forgot how you do polls. Nargashal, you remember how to do that, right? Puns, what is that? Oh, we should start at the beginning. You know what? That'll be a great place to start. Wouldn't that be amazing? It's almost like I should have prepared for this. Takes out notebook. Yeah. Listen up. It's going to be on the quiz later, okay? It's going to be on the test. So a pun, as defined by Google, aka the only authority that matters, is a joke exploiting the different possible meanings of a word, or the fact that there are words which sound alike but have different meanings. So a classic case would be like, is your refrigerator running? Yes, well then you better go catch it. So in that instance, the joke is that the word run has two multiple meanings. Run as in like, running with your legs, and run as in function properly, right? That's an example of a pun. Wordplay in this specific instance. Yeah? What do you want to make a poll of? Well, I wanted to ask the audience, how do you guys feel about puns? What's our general sort of perception of it? To my YouTube audience, to Zarin and Andrei Imbulaev, I would respond to you if you had something of value to say, but you guys are literally here for the wrong reasons, so like, just fuck off. Like, you're not gonna bully me into doing what you want, so like, go fuck yourselves. Yeah. Hey, Shiroki is here. Hey, Shiroki, nice to see you. Yeah. Poll command does not work. Oh, maybe poll command's only for affiliates? Well, all right, it's fine. Let me know. Puns, I love them? Okay, so we got one for yes. I guess my crowd's a bit more disposed towards puns than the average audience. That's the attitude. Fuck all of them. Yeah. The general perception, love them, but in most cases they sound as bad jokes. Right, that's the thing. That's the general attitude that most people have. People, I found that generally people do enjoy them, but they feel like they shouldn't. They feel embarrassed to enjoy those jokes. Because puns seem to have this public reputation, especially in the past 20 years, of being bad comedy. A lot of people say that like puns are like the lowest form of comedy. And I, for the life of me, can't agree. I can understand why, I don't agree. I feel like the main reason why puns are so sort of demonized and cringed at in popular culture is mostly due to public perceptions. First of all, I think it's bad puns. I think a lot of bad puns give puns a bad name. But secondly, I feel like a lot of those puns rely on whimsy and a kind of lighthearted sense of humor, which the average internet user feels an aversion to. The majority of them is teenagers who are insecure about, being confident in the things that they enjoy. And it's much easier to just shit on things and be against things rather than for things. And puns are usually like celebrations of lighthearted comedy, which people cringe at because they hate the idea of being sincere with your beliefs. It's like, okay, buddy, that sounds like a you problem. You know what I mean? Yeah. They are cringe, but we all love cringe. Well, I mean, some people love cringe more than others. What do the communist cats say? Mao. Nice. Well, I think that's a bad joke, personally. I think that's an example of a bad pun. But let's get into it. So the way I see it... Oh, hey, Vampiro. Nice to see you. Welcome to the stream. So the way I see it is... I think like the appeal of puns kind of is threefold, and let's just use a Word document here so we get a bit more structure. There we go. I'm gonna put myself here. So there's three basic, I think. Let's put it like, boom. I think there's three basic appeals to puns. Number one, the joke is clever in that it uses both definitions effectively. So in this case, the joke would be funny not only because there's a word that has multiple meanings, but that both meanings are applicable within the structure of the sentence.
right? So, for example, one of my favorite jokes is, why did the bicycle fall over? Because it was too tired. In this instance, yes, it's funny that, like, it's supposed to be funny that too can be interpreted as like too or as well, or too much, I should say. But in both of those instances, the bike would fall over. A bike would fall over if it was personified as a person and it would be too tired. And it falls over if it has two wheels because it doesn't have balance, right? So the joke is clever in that it uses both definitions effectively. Number 2. Let me remember what it was. I had 3 really good ones. Oh god. Number 2, the premise required to establish the pun is so ridiculous, I misspelled the word ridiculous, excuse me, it is itself funny. As in, the joke isn't necessarily the wordplay itself, but rather the journey you have to take to get there. So there's lots of these like long form jokes that are like that, you know? They're like, I did this, and that, blah, 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 and then like at the end of it, you realize it's all to construct like a very, very narrow case study. So in that case, I think the funniness is sort of like meta humor in the sense that like we're not really laughing at the joke, but rather the journey it required us to get to the joke, which I think is legit. I think like meta humor is, you know, one of my personal favorite types, so I'm on board for it. And number 3, edgy. And let me tell you, nothing wrong with edgy humor, but I think like specifically, it's not just like edginess itself that I think is funny in the case of puns, but more that, again, the juxtaposition of the perceived lightheartedness of the joke versus the actual content therein. So the one that I always tell is, why is 6 afraid of 7? This is a classic joke from American culture that you know, dates back. I heard this one when I was like 8 years old. American kids hear this all the time. The correct answer, or the traditional answer, is why is 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9, right? That's the one that everyone listens to. The one that I heard that I think is way better, why is 6 afraid of 7? Because 7 is a registered 6 offender. See, I'll wait for applause. I'll wait for the laughter. I'll wait for the lulz. No lulz? Okay, fine. So in that instance, the joke I think is funny because there's the expectation that is going to be some lighthearted, you know, play on words type of deal, but instead I have conjured in your mind the idea of a number 6 that has to go around the neighborhood saying that it's a registered six offender. Yeah. Like imagine a number 6 that's like flashing people in public or whatever, or like diddling kids. Yeah. There we go. Bad Keith got there. Yeah. Or for example, yeah, Mugtime says, what comes after the number 69? A mouthwash. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. So again, for everyone who just joined me, we're going to be doing things a little differently. I'm going to go on a massive tirade. I'm going to go on a massive speech. I'll ignore chat for a bit. Once I'm done, I'll check chat in a minute. So I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm just like delaying. I just need to say my piece because otherwise I can't concentrate. Just keep in mind. I'll get to chat when I get to it. Yeah. Because you guys shut up. Norgatrol, I fucking said, I preempted this. I warned everybody. Dude, I literally fucking, okay. God damn it, you guys just fucking, every time. All right. So yeah, so here are the 3 general, there might be some other appeals that you might conjure up yourself, but I think these are like the broad sort of respects in which puns, I think, have, can have an appeal, right? Wait, I don't need to say this, excuse me. What I wanted to say. So yeah, so in my opinion, I feel like any bad pun that gives puns a bad name fails on any one of these 3 or all of them simultaneously. And I think it's the recognition that it's a bad pun that's what makes us not like that pun specifically. And unfortunately, because all puns seem the same to somebody who doesn't think about it for 2 seconds, people make the association that if those puns are bad, all puns must be bad, therefore puns are bad. But I think they can make a delineation. You can make a hierarchy. So here I've actually brought together an example of some bad puns and some good puns. And I wanted to sort of demonstrate why I think the bad puns are bad and the good puns are good. Yeah? So let's do it like, we'll start at the front. What do you call an armless, legless man at your front door? Matt. So the point of this joke is supposed to be that if this man has no arms and no legs and he's at your front door, he'd be lying as if he was a mat. But do you see how, like, how far I had to take you on this journey to explain, like, what, we're gonna step on a dude just because he has no arms and no legs? What, he's on the ground, so we're gonna step on him? Like, what? Like just because a guy named Matt sounds like a thing that you put on the ground, you haven't made a proper connection there. You know what I mean? It's just a word association and that's it, right? That's why I'm saying it's a bad pun, because it fails to it fails to conjure up anything like meaningful. It's not edgy, it's not clever, and the premise is dumb as bricks. There's going to be a sort of a consistent theme throughout this lecture of ours. So yeah, strap yourselves in. Hey, OG Kush is here. What's up, buddy? Nice to see you. All right, next up. Don't interrupt someone working intently on a puzzle. Chances are you'll hear some cross words. So there's going to be sort of a subset. Obviously, puns are language specific. So obviously, all of these are going to have the sort of caveat that you must understand the English language well enough to be able to sort of parse the stuff. But I think some are a lot more regional than others. For example, cross, I don't know if you know this, is an adjective that sometimes means angry. To be cross with someone is to be mad at them. But no one has used it in that way for, I think, like 50 years. It's an old-ass word. Nobody says it like that. Usually it's like, mad or tripping or, whatever, right? So right off the bat, like, it's an outdated joke. But more importantly, we don't listen to crosswords. We see them on paper. If we listen to crosswords, we're listening to someone else say the crosswords out loud. So the premise is dumb. They had to do it this way because crosswords is like, angry words. But it doesn't make sense because you don't listen to fucking crosswords. They're on paper. You write the fucking shit. I'm sorry I'm getting so angry. It's just like, I hate these kinds of jokes. I hate the kinds of jokes that think they've made the legwork, but clearly haven't. Because you have to, like, take extra steps to, like, get to the punchline, as it were. It drives me up the goddamn wall every single time. I'm gonna move myself a little bit. There we go. Sorry. I really hate, like, hitting the... Oh, no. Oh, wait. I went too far. That's good. All right. So there we have it, yeah? Another bad joke. I got a couple more. Why was King Arthur's army too tired to fight? It had too many sleepless nights. So the reason I think this is a bad joke, but the bicycle joke isn't, is because there is no pretense for King Arthur's army being too tired to fight. Like, yes, we can imagine King Arthur. We know who that person is, historical figure. We understand an army. We understand the idea of being tiredness. But, like, King Arthur's army isn't famous for being tired. That's not, like, a thing that just magically conjures up. Meanwhile, a bicycle, we know exactly what that is, right? Everyone's seen a bicycle fall over. That's an instant sort of, imagery that's created. This, I have to, like, go into my mind palace and imagine an army somewhere in the field, with tents and stuff, and they're all falling over because they're tired. It's too much work for such a small payoff. The setup is not worth it, is what I'm saying. Does everyone understand where I'm going with this? Is it clear, or has no one paying attention? Am I just talking to myself right now? Here, let me do the thing that gets people banned, but don't ban me. Go fuck yourself. Jesus. Idiot. Oh, just, yeah. Let me do the stupid thing and then avoid the consequences. All right. It makes sense, to be honest. Okay, cool. Excellent. I got one fan. Amazing. I didn't understand about the bicycle? Okay, spelling. Fair enough. Fair enough. So, okay, hold on. I'll do it like this. So there's two definitions to the word two, or rather, two different pronunciations. Two equals two. Two, in this instance, is like too much. So the bicycle falls over because it's too tired, but it's also too tired. That's the joke. So I'm both conjuring a normal bicycle and a personified bicycle at the same time. And what I think makes that joke good is that it makes sense both ways. Not just the fact that the word two can have two different meanings, but that both meanings are applicable to that sentence. Anyway. But the king of the worst stupid fucking jokes, this joke right here, I hate with a fucking passion. This joke drives me up the goddamn wall. Is this an English lesson? That's right, strap in. What do you call a Mexican that lost his car? Carlos. I'm sorry, what? Carlos? What? That's just a Mexican name. What? I like the Carlos joke, but like, do you understand that like, okay, I understand what they're going for. I totally understand. You're supposed to say it like carless, like he has no car, he's carless. When's the last fucking time you called someone named Carlos Carlos? It's Carlos. You clearly say los. You don't say Carless. The joke requires you to deliberately mispronounce a person's name in order to make it make sense. Or is it supposed to be Carlos? Yeah, that guy. His name is Carlos because he lost his car. When's the last time you called someone Los? It makes no sense. And it's so dumb. Just like, yes, the word Carlos has the word car in it. We get it. Amazing. Now let's like bend fucking language in 3,000 different ways to make the second half of it work. What? It's Carlos. Not Carles, not Carlos. Carlos. Anyway. Mug time, that's just a mean-spirited joke, dude. That's just dumb. But anyway. And also these kinds of jokes also really drive me up the goddamn wall. What sound does a sleeping T-Rex make? A dino snore. Get it? Cause soar and snore kind of sound similar. What the fuck is a dino snore? Why are we inventing new words? If I can just invent any word I want, then I can make any pun I want. The whole point of the pun is that actually existing words that are practically used in language today have different meanings. Not that invented words you have to make up for the joke are. Motherfucker, like I just, these kinds of jokes, they drive me up the goddamn wall. Seriously. Dino snore. Go fuck yourself. My grandpa's a dino snore. Well, okay. You know what, Lionheart? That's a good joke. You took my premise and you did something with it. I can respect that. I am Dino Snore. All right. We get there. Yeah. That's at least something, okay? But that's like an in-the-moment type of thing. But yeah. Just like on its own, I think this joke, no sense whatsoever. Just complete, utter, just, oh. Okay. Now, let's move on to some good puns. Some puns that I think, personally, I really enjoy for whatever reason. And we can kind of go into the categories of exactly why. Good puns. What do you call a guy who's got a seagull on his head? Cliff. Now, the reason I like this joke personally is because I really love I'm actually imagining a guy standing on a cliff with a seagull on his head. So it's like this, the double layering of it. So like the visual itself tickles me. It's just like a fun sort of visual. And honestly, I don't see it coming. It's one of those things that like, yeah, cliffs do usually have seagulls on them. But like, you wouldn't think that, I don't get it. Well, because cliffs like to hang out on seagulls. And Cliff is a common boy's name in the United States. Clifford. It's short for Clifford. Like normally it'd be like that. But the short of it is Cliff. And I'm imagining a guy standing on a cliff named Clifford with a seagull on his head. Yeah, there we go. We got there. All right, how about this one? What do you call a guy who's on fire? Bernie. Marvel says it's too simple and bored to be a joke. Okay, fair enough. Like, I am willing to admit that, like, there is definitely... it's definitely, like, a matter of personal taste. Like, I think this is funny, but I can imagine why someone doesn't. But this, yeah. What do you call a guy's on fire? Bernie. Now, here's the thing. Why is it so much funnier than the other ones? I think it's two things. Number one, it juxtaposes the premise. Let's go back to our definitions over here. Remember? We have definitions. The premise is required to establish the pun is so ridiculous it is in and of itself funny, and it's edgy. So it's edgy humor in that, the guy's on fire, but that's not all. I think that there's something funny about juxtaposing the format of the pun onto something so mean-spirited, right? we're laughing both at the premise and also the fact that like we're laughing that the joke is sort of how can I put this? Like the pun has a reputation of being more lighthearted humor, and here we are using it to talk about something edgy, you know? That juxtaposition, I think, is what makes it that much funnier. Which is partially in the delivery as well, right? Also, I think that the name Bernie itself is just very cute. It's just a very cute name. So, like, that in reference to one of the worst ways to die, I think is also, like... Yeah, that's one of the main rules of comedy is juxtaposition, isn't it? Like, putting two things that are not supposed to go together in diametric opposition and, like, forcing them to clash. Usually tones or locations or premises or, you know, or just subverting expectations. Like, good jokes, I think, do a good job of subverting expectations. Yeah. And, of course, the classic, why did the bicycle fall over? Because it's too tired. Now, I have two more long-form jokes over here. Both of which I think literally only function in the second category, that the premise is... the premise required is so bizarre. So there's a little bit more meta-humor jokes, but hopefully you'll enjoy those. I remembered a pun about One Piece. What are the colors of Sanji's room? It is all blue. Hey! Nice. So that is true, actually. I guess we can add a fourth definition. You do make a good point. That sometimes puns can be funny for the people to whom it makes sense, for the shared cultural experience. So that joke makes sense for One Piece fans because they know what it's all about. I would argue that this isn't, I would not describe this necessarily as a merit in the joke's favor, because it only works, like, half the appreciation isn't really how funny it is, but rather that it reminds you of something that you enjoy, you know? I'm not sure if that really counts. Because there's lots of comedians out there, like Kevin Hart's comedy, from what I've seen, is a lot of it is like just reminding people of things that they recognize in their day-to-day life, you know? Black people be like this, white people be like that. Oh, yeah, they do be like that. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, thanks for reminding me of what I knew. It's like, okay, I guess. Like, if you enjoy that, that's fine. I'm not sure if that really counts as a joke. It's like, I guess, yeah, like, okay, yeah. One Piece fans be like this, yeah. Yeah. So, but some people do appreciate it that way, so I do recognize that as a potential benefit. All right. I assure you, go to this YouTube and read the chat. About what? What about, is there any? Nope, nope. I'm not saying anything. All right. Joke number 1. You can read ahead if you want to, but it's yeah. I asked my crush to go to prom with me, and she said yes. I wanted this night to be perfect. So, first, I went to the tux rental place, but there was a huge line to rent a tux, but I finally, after a few hours, I got the tux. I then went to the limo rental place, and there was a huge line there too, but after a few hours, I finally got the limo rented. Then I wanted to get the most beautiful corsage for my date. For those of you who don't know, a corsage is like a flower bracelet arrangement, typical for proms. They're like over here. But there was a huge line there too for the corsages. Finally, I got the corsage, and it's gorgeous. Finally, the night arrives. I pick my crush up in the limo. She's looking beautiful. She loves the corsage. It's perfect. We arrive at the prom, and we get our tickets ready. But there's a massive line just to get into the prom. Finally, after an hour of waiting in line to get inside, and the party is bussin'. It is lit AF. All you Zoomer guys, yeah, Zoomer, yeah, no cap, on God, whatever, yeah. My date gets thirsty and asks me to go to get some punch for her, and I go over to the punch bowl, but there was no punchline. Boom. Right, so I think this joke is funny. Not necessarily that the punchline, the lack of a punchline thereof, in and of itself is funny, but the amount of time it took me to get to that joke. Now, normally you don't see the text of the joke up ahead. Like, I just showed it to you for the construction of it, but typically you're just telling this joke and people are expecting a punchline at the end of it and then getting none. But they are getting one, but they're not, right? So it's two things. It's the subversion of expectations. You expect a joke, but there isn't one. And number 2, it's both getting the punchline and not getting it at the same time. The punchline is there is no punchline. It's meta humor. That's why I think this joke is funny. But you really have to be careful with these, because I've seen variations of this type of joke. I've seen one like about a priest who goes on like pilgrimages or whatever. Like, if you make it too long, you will lose your audience. You know, the payoff has to be worth the setup. And if the payoff is not enough, or if the setup is too long, you can run the risk of basically boring your audience, right? This, I think, is perfect. In my personal opinion, this is like the perfect length, and it's, I think, also the perfect premise as well. Because punch is also a very American thing. For those who don't know, let me show you. Because this is like a very American thing. Punch is a fruit drink that is often, it's basically like an American sangria, if you will. This is what punch looks like right here. Yeah, it's very often distributed in parties of this kind, and prom specifically, because you can make a non-alcoholic version that high schoolers can drink. So, yeah, punch. Yeah, exactly. There it is. Yeah. So there was no line for the punch, therefore no punchline. Explain how these in general terms of the stream is about. Oh, sorry, Izareni. Yeah. Well, Izareni, like, I like my whole channel? You want me to explain my whole channel, or just this stream specifically today? Because you realize it'd be really unfair to me, like, if every new person came in and asked me to just, like, recap what I've been doing up until this point, right? I don't have that kind of time. There's a thing called context clues. Like, what do you want me to explain specifically? Now that you've got my attention, is there any? Going once? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're moving on. Can you say some what do you call a woman jokes? Because you spoke about men jokes? I'm trying to think. There's one that I remember. It was what do you call a wait? What was it? Wait. I remember. Hold on. Wait. Oh God. No. Oh yeah. No. What do you call a woman who burnt? No. Fuck. How did it go? It was a really stupid premise. Wait for it. What do you call a woman who loaned some money from some loan sharks and then didn't want to pay it, so she went to their office and burnt down their office? Bernadette. Yeah, I don't know. The premise is a little bit wonky, but like, yeah. Maybe you can come up with a shorter version there. I might need to workshop that one. But yeah, Bernadette. Like, that's a thing. Or, okay, wait. I just came up with one. Wait for it. This is really dumb. Okay. What do you call a woman who can No, wait, that doesn't make any sense. I just realized. Never mind. My joke doesn't make any sense. No, never mind. No, doesn't make any sense. I was gonna do a joke about Come On Eileen, but like I just realized it doesn't make sense. Nope, never mind. Can't think of one. Anyway, moving on. Is that it? I think that's it. Yeah. Oh, I have a second joke. This next joke is actually one of my all-time favorites. This is one of my absolute favorite jokes of all time. So if you don't like it, a kiss makes your day, but an anal makes your whole week. There's a great example of a joke. It's edgy, it subverts expectations, and it does make sense in both ways. Yeah, you got all three. Fantastic. That's a great joke right there. Yeah. This is one of my favorite jokes of all time. A dwarf is in prison, but he manages to break his cell window open, and then he ties a bunch of bed sheets together into a rope, tosses it outside, and starts climbing down the side of the prison. 2 prison guards are watching this from their tower. One guard says, "Aw, that's so cute. Look at the little dwarf climbing down the prison wall." The other guard turns to him and says, "That's a little condescending." So for those of you who might not know, a con is a sort of a slang term from the mid-20th century for a convict. Con as in convict. So the joke is condescending versus a little con descending, as in climbing down the side of the wall. What I love about this joke is it's not really, like, it features a dwarf, and that, like, them being a dwarf is integral to the joke, but we're not making fun of the dwarf. We're not making fun of the person for being little. We're making fun of the guard for condescending to an adult just because they're small. You know? I love jokes like that are not, like, themselves racist or bigoted, but they're about the bigotry, you know? Because that's better. We're punching up then. We're not punching down. That's what I like about it, you know? And also, I think it's just a fun premise of just, like, you know, guy climbing down. It's, fun little sort of a situation. So yeah, One of my favorite jokes. You know what? Actually, what's funny? I learned this joke from a player back on Monopoly Live. I distinctly remember. I remember like one time the subject, like while we were, spinning the wheel, the subject came on to jokes. And yeah, one of the players wrote this one down in chat and I memorized it to this very day. That's what I do. I like whenever I hear a good joke, I like to add it to my list, catalog. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's all I got for you. So yeah, puns. So what I'm trying to demonstrate here is that there are puns that are genuinely good. Not just for puns, but like as jokes in and of themselves. But because these stupid puns over here keep clogging up the works and make people think this is what a pun is, puns get a bad rap. Now, I will say also one thing as well. It's important to keep in mind that puns do have a very short lifespan. Once you've heard the premise, and once you've heard the punchline already, the joke kind of wears off. You can't really tell the same pun twice because you already see the wordplay coming. But that's kind of true for a lot of jokes as well anyway, kind of. It's just some jokes, I guess, have a bit more longevity than others. But it's worth mentioning that, yeah, that is kind of required. But I think also part of the issue was Marcus says, why can't I sub on the channel? Because I quit the affiliate program. But yeah, so but I appreciate the sentiment. If you want, there's a donation link if you want to just send me money. I would appreciate that. If you want to just send me the $5, then go for it. I never thought I participated in pun seminar, but here we are and I love it. Yeah, that's what's up. Now there's something to be said, of course, that what I want to say. I forgot what I wanted to say about the temporal nature, appreciation. Right. So one of the things that I think also, I think part of the problem is I feel like a lot of people don't really know what a pun is, in the sense that they employ a lot of puns in their day-to-day speech without really knowing it. So, for example, a lot of flirting, pickup lines and whatnot, those are mostly puns. It's mostly wordplay. But people don't think of those as somehow, more cringe. I think it's partially for two reasons. Number one, again, the subject matter is usually edgier, therefore it's more permissible. I think also number two, they're improvised often off the cuff. The longer you take to prepare a joke, the more there is the expectation that it's going to be a well-crafted joke, and puns don't really carry that reputation. But if you can just improvise a pun off the fly, like for example how Lionheart did earlier with the Grandpa Dinosaur thing, that was clever, that was impressive, because that was created in the snap, 3 seconds. I set the premise up, you knocked it down, right? Timing is important here, and there's a opportunity window for a joke like that to be funny, past which, well, if you came up with it later, you might as well forget it because, the moment was gone, right? So timing is also an essential part of it. And I think a lot of people... Nice. That is Nugget Shawl. But yeah, so that's the thing as well. So I think there's a combination of different things. But ultimately what I want to say is that puns, like any other type of comedy, like any type of humor, are a skill. They require work. It's wordplay. It's not that easy to come up with an actually good pun. Yes, you can find that one word has multiple meanings. Good freaking job. You've done the bare minimum, but that's not a joke. That's the premise for a joke. You need to set the joke up so it makes sense. Let me give you another example. This is also one of my personal favorite jokes, but I understand why people might kind of cringe at it. All right. So, it's Moscow, 1983. The American ambassador and his wife are walking through the streets of the Kremlin in February. It is sort of snowing, sort of raining. It's that sort of sloshy period in between winter and spring when the weather's getting warmer and some sort of precipitation is happening, and the American ambassador and his wife are arguing about whether it is snow or it's rain. She insists that it's snow, but he says that it's rain. Finally, they can't take it anymore. They've been arguing for 15 minutes. They decide to talk to Rudolph, who is a guard over at the Kremlin, and ask him whether it's snowing or it's raining. They walk up to him. They say, Rudolph, is it snowing or is it raining? And he says, of course, it is rain, sir. And the American ambassador says, ha, see, honey? Rudolph the Red knows rain, dear. Rudolph the Red knows rain, dear. No? I think it's funny. Fuck you guys. That's Yeah. Now, admittedly, one of the principal problems with the joke, one of the principal problems with the joke is that Rudolph is not a very common name for a Russian soldier, so it strains credulity a little bit. But it's required because red is a common euphemism for communists, so it's kind of necessary, unless there's like a yeah. So yeah, the setup is not perfectly analogous, but I think it's close enough that it's like I think it's pretty fun. And we're all laughing. Yeah. I gotta go. So actually, let's open this discussion. So why did you cringe at that joke specifically? Like, no, be honest with me. Be honest with me. If you can sort of like give me sort of an idea, what exactly about that joke was bad? Was it the uncomfortable premise, or was it the kind of unnecessary punchline? Like the corniness of the punchline juxtaposed against the premise of getting there. Because in my mind, I feel like the only sort of fault with the joke is that, yeah, Rudolph is just not a very common name for a Russian soldier, and therefore it kind of like, it falls apart at the seams. Ooh, Wes Morgan with $3. Hi, wish you a good stream. Okay, I'm going to translate what he says in English. I would like to write in English, but I'm going to type in Russian. Can you please write a second video where you put out a part of the stream that you can talk about all of the backstage stuff and online casino, everything. Oh, Wes Morgan, there's already a video for that. Wes Morgan, if you're here, there, it's in the Twitch chat, and I'm gonna copy it in YouTube chat. I'm guessing you're in Twitch chat. Yeah, there it is. There's the video. I did an interview with the Slotcast that talks exactly about that. There you go. This comes up often. Yeah. That's all anyone cares about me. I know. You guys don't care about me as a person, only about me in relation to casino stuff. I get it. No, it's fine. I mean, that joke was like eating a Tootsie Roll Pop, and then the center, it was broccoli. Fair enough. See, I don't know. Like, for me personally, I genuinely feel like a lot of people... I assume you guys are honest. I'm going to assume that, like, that you just genuinely found that joke to be tedious. But I honestly feel like a lot of people do enjoy those jokes. They do find them funny, but they're not allowing themselves to laugh. They feel like they should restrain themselves from finding something funny. And that, to me, is the most bizarre thing ever. That really feels like you're irony pilled, you know? Like you're so terminally online that the idea of enjoying anything like that sincerely is like, the fuck, man. Like, yeah, especially young people these days seem so allergic to the idea of sincerity that they have to cringe at the idea of someone just like, casually enjoying a whimsical joke with a stupid premise, you know? There's so many bad things going on in the world, and a lot of people need to focus on this. And just like, why? I don't know. That's the way I feel, honestly. I really do. Vibe said, how long did you learn English? 20 years. No, it wasn't my parents. It's a long story, Vifa. If you want more details about that, there's the backstory. Hold on. This comes up often as well. Is it backstory? Hey, how come it doesn't work? What? Why does that link not work? What the hell? That's weird. Well, anyway, I have a video on my Twitch page called The Apologus Backstory, which talks about that. So, you can watch that one. Sorry, I don't know why the link doesn't work, but yeah. I posted your Twitch link below that video. Alright. Yeah, that's weird, because the other one works. Yeah. Anyway, that's just my little tirade about puns. So I guess the thing that I wanted to sort of end on, I guess, as a discussion is that if you feel like you hear a pun and you actually find it funny, but you feel the urge to hold back your laughter, don't. There's no point, really. Like, there's so many things to worry about, and your reputation as it pertains to the redheaded stepchild of comedy seems like a really weird use of your energy, you know? Like, let people enjoy things. And more importantly, let yourself enjoy things. It's fine, you know? Let's bring back sincerity. Honestly, I really it bothers me so much because I see people hurting on the inside. They want to enjoy something and they're just not allowed to. I say live it, man. Be tacky, man. Like, look, I'm wearing a t-shirt that's literally a pun. Like, come on. I look fucking fresh doing it as well. I'm fresh, man. I love puns. That's the spirit, Lionheart Live. That's the spirit. We love puns over here. Preach it, man. Preach! Bow, 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 bow. Somebody put us to DEFCON 3 because somebody dropped a truth bomb. What? Yeah. Fresh as fuck, boy. I love this t-shirt. I bought this t-shirt in, I want to say 2009 or like 2010, somewhere thereabouts. It's been a while, yeah. Green is asking, do you play casino games? No, I don't. I think gambling is cringe, honestly. I used to be kind of curious about it. Now it's just cringe to me. Now it's just like mega cringe. Honestly, yeah. They're not even really games. Baka Mitai karaoke? What? Huh? Okay, whatever. There's a good... Yeah. Okay. Don't get it twisted, don't gamble. Here's a pun for you. It's easy to convince ladies not to eat Tide Pods, but harder to deter gents. Ah! That's so good! Oh my god, that's so good! Oh, that took me a minute. I was like, and then I got it. Damn, that's so good. Lionheart. Pulling out bangers. You know, just for that, Lionheart, just for that. There. You're a VIP now, Lionheart. You are welcome in these halls. You have earned the respect of this house. You will become an honorary member of House Apologus. You shall be. It's fun. Green On is an English language channel. If you don't like that, you can fuck off. Incredible. Amazing. Sorry, Green On, but like, you should get get with the fucking program or leave. Why was Dumbo sad? He felt irrelevant. Nah, I think that's weak, dude. I think that's weak. The problem with that, so the problem with that pun, OG, is that yes, you've drawn the comparison that irrelevant and elephant sound the same, or similar anyway, but we don't call, like, elephant is a noun, it's not an adjective. You don't feel elephant. You can feel like an elephant, or you can feel elephant-ish, but you don't feel elephant. It's not grammatically correct. So again, bad puns, I think, are the kinds of puns that, like, vaguely allude to a correlation between two meanings of a word, but don't quite, like, set up the premise properly, you know? Make you, like, work a little bit longer to figure out what the joke is. Does that make sense? Like, I'm sorry that I'm, like, sort of dissecting comedy in this, like, very unfunny way, but I actually really personally enjoy it. I love language. I think language is one of the coolest aspects of humanity. The ability to communicate information by just, like, moving sounds around and, you know, writing symbols on screens now. We don't really use paper anymore. I think is a beautiful thing. I think just, like, it's one of the greatest skills that we have ever created. And, you know, not for nothing, it's the reason why we are the dominant species on the planet. Our ability to communicate, to both abstract information in our heads, but also to be able to plant abstract ideas into other people's heads, that's the game changer right there. Because now suddenly people can perform functions that they don't necessarily benefit from directly, but they know they will benefit from in the long term. You know, everybody does a job in society, or at least in theory should anyway, and then we collectively enjoy the benefits of a stable civilization, you know? The the traffic guy who takes care of traffic in my city, I'll never meet him, and I'm not even a driver, so it doesn't concern me personally. But if they do a good job, I get to stay safe on the roads because it means that everybody driving cars knows how to, you know, go around the streets. Anyway, you get the point. I'm rambling a little bit. Sorry, I'm rambling. I was wondering why the ball was getting bigger, and then it hit me. Yeah. Like, yeah, stuff like that, yeah. I think that joke works better with a Frisbee, personally. The way I normally tell that joke is, I was walking through the park, and I saw a Frisbee that was getting bigger, and I couldn't figure out why, and then it hit me. Like, that's the way I do it, but yeah. But yeah, sometimes you have to sort of tweak the premise a little bit so the punchline works a bit better. When Mr. Fring from Breaking Bad cosplayed a Greek god, he was called Apologus. The worst joke, I'm so proud. Ah! Oh wait, no, it was what was it? Ding 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 ding. Ah! There we go. And scene. There it is. Yeah. Bow. Jesse. That was a great character, though. I gotta say that first of all, that actor is phenomenal. I enjoyed him also in The Boys as well. But yeah, Gus Fring, what a character. So yeah, that's basically my premise. Don't be afraid to enjoy puns. Otherwise, it's going to be very punishing for you. Yeah. No. I deserve to go to jail for that one. I gotta go to pun jail. That was bad. All right, topic 2. I'm glad you guys are on board with this. I'm glad. All right, cool. Topic 2. Swerving a little bit to the side. I'm gonna play a song for you.
Freezing cold in
Okay, I'm gonna play a song for you, and I want you to try to figure out what the song is about. All right, everyone ready? Okay, this is an Italian song. Are you ready for this? Listen to the lyrics of the song. Pay attention to the lyrics very, very carefully. These are very specifically crafted lyrics. All right. Wait, before we do that, we have another question. How did you learn to? How quickly did you learn to speak English? 20 years. Okay. Ready? Go.
freezing cold in ancient shoes old.
You the cold maze, say one freezing cold in ancient shoes all. All right.
Goes ham.
The shoes now will hold build the scene in a whole red map begin to color boss dying. Chance of mine begin to cold. Bevis is staying yet with Joe. When I stay in the shoes now will hold build the scene in a whole red map begin to color boss dying. When it's the same range you can't be seen. You never tell me never judge a God David's a sham.
So what was that song about? What do you guys think? Beers, women's, and or hunting. Amazing. Yeah, I mean, with a face like that from a guy called Adriano Celentano, that's actually not a bad guess. Okay. You know what? This is not fair. You guys don't see the lyrics. It's not fair. Let me show you the lyrics. All right, let's have a listen.
You the cover not choose not right for not sure hope this getting out of cover no time. Oh, but if it's a stand like the shoes go my man. You could trust you the man called the radio girls.
I think we're here. We're gonna go to this one.
Oh, Sunday.
Okay, so for those of you who don't get the joke, this is all gibberish. This is not a language, okay? These words are deliberately gibberish. So, here's the full joke. So, Adriano Celentano was a pretty famous pop singer from the 1960s in Italy. Italian pop singer. Mostly sang in Italian, but sometimes did it in English. At the time, actually here, I have the Wikipedia article. So yeah, this is the premise of the song. So this song was released in 1972, in the early 70s, like the 60s, 70s era. So here, let me read the background here. So in the 1960s, Celentano was already one of the most popular rock musicians. No, this is about him specifically. Sorry. Just a second. Right, lyrics and language. The song is intended to sound to its Italian audience as if it's sung in English, spoken with an American accent. However, the lyrics are deliberately unintelligible gibberish, with the exception of the words like all right and things like that. Celentano's intention with the song was not to create a humorous novelty song, but to explore communication barriers. The intent was to demonstrate how English sounds to people who do not understand the language proficiently. Ever since I started singing, I was very influenced by American music and everything Americans did, so at a certain point, because I like American slang, which for a singer is much easier to sing than Italian, I thought that I would write a song which would only have as its theme the inability to communicate. And to do this, I had to write a song where the lyrics didn't mean anything. And he succeeded. And not only that, it was a chart topper in Italy. It blew the hell up. Look. Where does it say here? Oh fuck, it's not here. But anyway, it was an actual hit in Italy in the 70s. You know why? Because Italians listening to the lyrics, who don't speak English by the way, not fluent English, hear American sounding sounds, they think it's English, instant classic. At that time, having English lyrics in otherwise Italian music was an incredible force multiplier for the popularity of a song. This was like the height of, this was before the Vietnam War, so it was like the height of American mania. Back when the United States was absolutely crushing it in the Cold War, they were winning the culture battle, right? So a lot of people just loved Americans by default and the American accent as an extension, even if they didn't speak English and didn't actually understand what the words were. So it was both like sort of meta commentary in that way. But like, if outside of all that context, if you were to like go into a club and listen to this, you'd be like, am I having a stroke? Wait. What? Wait, what? Huh? Yeah, sure, whatever you said, yeah. Yeah. What? Huh? I don't know, I just find it funny. I like the premise. Anyway, it's a fun little sort of tidbit here. The fun little bit of history. A little bit of history. Also, let me show you this, because this is just absolutely psychotic. Hold on. I can't even pronounce the name of the song. Sounds like Swedish, does it? A little bit.
Freezing cold in 1990s.
So, for those of you who might not know as well, in the 1960s and 70s, instead of music videos like we have today, because MTV wasn't around, people would do live performances of their tracks like this, with just a captive studio audience in the background. This is what passed for entertainment in the 70s. So, thank the lucky stars we've advanced since then. What? Is this gonna be on the test? What? This is the premise for the weirdest porn I've ever seen. Okay, this is a proper cult. This is a cult now, yeah? Like, are they summoning Satan? What's happening? You know, like, what? This is real. And in case you're thinking like, oh, this is some obscure thing that like Italians don't know about, here's a remix from 2016. This is 2016, featuring famous Italian dancer Roberto Bolle, pictured here. Like this is like real Italian history, man. If you ever meet an Italian chick, hit him with the old Prison Colin Sinaisus. Wait, how do you even pronounce that? Prison. God, what was it? Prison Colin Sinaisus. Prison Colin Sinaisus. Prison Colin Sinaisus. Prison Colin Sinaisus. Something like that. Yeah, hit him with one of those, and she'll be like, "Oh, you're so cultured. Que bella." There's Apologus on karaoke stream with us. Nice. But yeah, I don't know. I personally really enjoyed those kinds of little obscure bits of history. Yeah, I don't know. Just kind of this. I enjoy this kind of humor. Also, I can imagine like if I was high as balls listening to this, I think there'd be something wrong with me, not with the premise. Yes, hello, ignoring chat. Yes, you're here in chat. Yes, you're so special. Yes, what do you want? Everything has to be about you? Yeah? Everything has to be about you? Go on. Do you like the Celentano dance? You mean Celentano dance? What, this one? What they're doing here? It's alright. I mean, he's obviously a very classically trained dude. Very ballet focused. Not bad. think it's okay. I mean, they're leaning into like the absurdity of the premise, obviously, because it is a very absurd song. Obviously, you can't like. But yeah, I mean, you know, he got moves. Classically trained, yeah. He's doing the toe thing. Yeah, he's all right. He's okay. Well, this guy's name is Roberto Bolle. He's just a dancer for this project. Mina Celentano is apparently the music group. I guess it was founded by Adriano Celentano and his wife Mina, but I think they're like managed now by a different, or like their children or something, like the family estate. But they're still making music and stuff. So a whole music legacy. It's a whole thing. Send this broadcaster a few dollar if you enjoy the stream. No, they'll never do that. Well, a lot of them can't because, you know, they're in Russia. It's unfortunate. That's me when I was 5 listening to American rap music, not understanding one word. Dude! No, but like for real, I was the same. Bears, I was the same way. I also remember, before I actually learned to speak English properly, I remember living in Minsk and listening to like MTV or, just like rap music. And I even remember like pretending to sing along with the lyrics, so like vaguely, you know, like cab, was it man ammonia, not bad a body, cam ammonia, mazada body, minasibe, bazibida burner, minasibe. It was like, yeah, it sounds vaguely, yeah. Keep in market, yeah. Chacaron Macaron is another example of a song with gibberish lyrics. It is actually, as a matter of fact. Let's have a listen to one of the greatest Chacaron Macaron. But this is classic. This is classic internet right here. I mean, this guy's an absolute genius. I think, like in my opinion, the man can do no wrong. Is that too loud? It's too loud. Yeah, hold on. There we go. Chacaron. Yeah! Fucking love it, man. Just to be clear, this is a parody song. He knows it's a joke. This is not like, you know, irony or whatever. Yeah, it's supposed to be a joke. Just FYI. Fucking genius, man. This is like, yeah, this is my childhood right here. Classic Chacaron Macaron. And roughly for the same reason as well, as I understand it. Yeah, this was also kind of satirizing, not the American scene. I think this was satirizing mostly like reggaeton and other Central and South American music styles that were also getting popular. Yeah. Back in like the early 2000s, there'd be guys like Daddy Yankee and like other, you know, dance hall folks who inexplicably just blew up in American music markets, despite the fact that the majority of Americans don't speak Spanish. So yeah, in the same sort of way. Or here's another example. Oh, I got another one. I remembered another one. I have to find it. Hold on. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. So Hobson is a relatively well-known SoundCloud rapper, or just rapper in general, I guess you could say. Kind of known for making slightly edgy songs and like parody songs and kind of comedic songs, but also for apparently talking a lot about his depression. And he came out with a song called No Words, which is a sort of a parody of mumble rap.
Man, rap today fucking sucks bad. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. These fools ain't spitting no type of dope shit. But that's not even the bad part. They're not even saying words anymore. They just got a hard-ass fucking beat to trick dumbasses like you to make you think you like the shit. Play that fucking beat. We got some real fucking mentally retarded rappers in the game.
Song's so good. It is, though.
Nobody know what the fuck these dudes be saying.
Unironically.
Wait, turn
Hash
my
brown.
auto-tune on real quick. This what the fuck they be doing.
Yeah, shout out that money. I put it on money, I beat it with niggas, I put it with $10 my dollars. I roll in the city, my nigga, you got me shipping this shit on my mama. Chicken some butter, dropping them niggas, I'm betting the money, the gunners, the punners, the punners, the cool of my daughter. Shout out. I tell you niggas, I pay with this, if I take it, I know you.
Hey.
Tell me you pay with, I tell me that's if I know you.
Facts.
I went to the doctor, he looked at my nigga
Incredible. And of course, the obligatory titties right in your face. So yeah, there is apparently a long and sordid history of conscious music creators poking fun at the industry. This actually turned out to be a much bigger segment than I expected, so thank you for that, OG. Thanks for stirring my imagination up, yeah. From, yeah, I mean, God. Just the range, you know? From Italian pop singers in the 70s to reggaeton singers in the 2000s to rappers in the late 2010s, I guess you could say. It's a wonderful world out there, you know? It's a wonderful world. I love stuff like this. Personally, like, this is my kind of humor. This is my kind of, like, media in general. Vlad is here. Hey, Vlad. Nice to see you. Yeah. That's the kind of stuff. Anyway, yeah, I just thought it'd be, you like Weird Al? I love Weird Al. I love Weird Al. Maybe not so much in recent years. I think he's kind of, like, fallen off a little bit, but I definitely grew up on Weird Al for sure. Yeah. Honestly, I feel like Weird Al was probably one of my, like, big inspirations early on, because I think he demonstrated to a lot of, goofy, weird, kooky, quirky guys like me that it's possible to not only thrive, but to kind of define a generation if you just put in the work, do quality work, and stay in your lane and sort of stick to your convictions. I think that's the thing that, like, he demonstrated the most. That as long as you're unabashedly, unapologetically confident in your tackiness, then people will just respect it, because they respect the confidence, not necessarily the style. I mean, Weird Al is so tacky, he literally made a song about how tacky he is and called it Tacky. That's how tacky Weird Al is. I mean, you gotta give the man props. The man just oozes confidence, you know what I mean? I love his work. Total genius. My one issue with Weird Al, though, I'm not a big fan of his song Word Crimes. Word Crimes, not a big fan of, because I feel like his general premise in this song is very prescriptivist. This one.
Everybody shut up.
Like most of these grammar mistakes that he talks about, I would generally agree with except for a few. There's a few that I'm not a big fan of personally, but yeah. But more importantly, I think the attitude itself. Generally, Weird Al's attitude in this particular song is basically that, like, language is only correct when it's the kind of language he employs, and if other people, younger people, change the language in any way, that's incorrect as far as he's concerned. It's a very elitist position, you know? It's like the people who used to bitch about how you're not supposed to finish a sentence with a preposition. So, here, let me give you an example. Hold on a second. No. So, most people would say a sentence like this. He's the guy whose house we're going to. To is a preposition. And in the olden days, back when English was primarily sort of dictated by a bunch of stuffy old white guys in universities, this would be grammatically incorrect because there wouldn't be a second clause to connect the word to, right? So you would have to reword this sentence into, he's the guy to whose house we're going. Therefore, going is the last word in the sentence. I used to be of the opinion this made a lot of sense because, like, it sticks to the grammar. However, we know what you mean when you say this, right? And language evolves all the goddamn time. So to, like, gatekeep what's obviously a much more convenient sentence construction makes no sense whatsoever, you know? Like, yeah. Let people say things how they want. If they want to be grammatically correct, then fine, but, like, this works too. We all know what you mean, right? So, yeah. Talking about bad humor, do not judge me with this. All right, let's go. Oh, God. Oh, God. I'm going to get TOS'd over here. Fuck, I'm going to get fucking TOS'd. All right, let's go. Is this what I think it is? I've seen a few of these. Yeah. Classic. Yeah. Yeah. I saw the one where it's like the same. It's way too loud. Sorry. I saw the one where it's like the skydiving one, and then it goes into the Command and Conquer cinematic. Yeah, that was pretty funny. You can stop now? Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was waiting for it to get funny, and it never got funny. Sorry. It's just, I guess different types of humor. I don't know. Yeah, this kind of like crude YouTube poop style humor has never really appealed to me personally, because I think I appreciate more effort. I think like this to me is play on the what? What? Play on the what? I'm waiting for the end of that sentence, Nargatrol. What are you trying to say? Press play. You said I can stop. What the fuck? You said I could. What the hell? Okay. Where's the funny? Where's the joke? When's it gonna get funny? Okay, that was kind of funny, to be fair. That was a little funny at the end there. Yeah. All right. That's just weird. Anyway, yeah, this kind of humor is, yeah, this is like, yeah. All roasting the mods. No, Sharaki agrees with me. It's bad. No, I'm not a big fan of this. Because, like, to me, this appeals to the whole shared cultural experience thing. Like, Norgatrol, you think it's funny because there's something inherently funny to you about the juxtaposition of the seriousness with which Islam presents itself and the corniness of these, examples. Like these Muslims who think that they're so high and mighty are behaving in this, like, uncouth kind of a way. I don't think that's really, really funny because A, I don't really adopt the initial premise, and B, we're kind of just laughing at people for being, goofy, and like that's not really a joke, Also, it's kind of mean-spirited as well. I don't know. This to me is like, okay, sure. But it's a matter of preference. I don't know. But just to be clear, when I say a joke is not funny, what I usually mean is I don't think it's funny, like I'm not laughing. There's also this epidemic that I've noticed as well when it comes to comedy. There's a lot of edgy comedians, mostly Republicans, mostly conservatives, right, who will hear, like, they'll say a bad joke that's just objectively a bad joke, like the punchlines don't work, the premise doesn't work, or whatever. People then say it's not funny, and I think that the conservatives instead hear it actually is funny, but I'm choosing not to laugh because I object to the premise of it because of political correctness or whatever. And it really upsets me that, like, you can't really convince these people, no, you just need to come up with better jokes. They see people, like, they've already mechanically internalized people not laughing at their jokes as people actually internally laughing but choosing not to because they're pretending to be better than they are. There's no way to convince them otherwise. You can't convince them, and like their worldview has already like been boxed in. Like, what are you supposed to say to that? No, it's not funny. I get it. Like, no, you made a bad joke. Get better jokes, Like, it pisses me off. I love all mankind. I love that we can laugh with them, not at them. Okay, if you call that laughing with them, then sure, by all means, Nargatrol, sure. What you've demonstrated so far has been really mean-spirited, but all right. You do you, fam. You do you. You boomer. But yeah, personally, it really pisses me off when people tell bad jokes and then pretend like the reason I'm not laughing is because I find it offensive or whatever. I don't mind offensive humor as long as it's earned, Like, I don't even mind. I know a couple of good racist jokes as well. It's just, in my opinion, the racism isn't the thing that makes it funny. It makes those jokes funny, But yeah. What, Nargatrol? What? You got mad that I... What? You mad? You mad, bro? Maybe I'm the troll. Maybe I've been the ultimate troll all along. Trollception. I just show like green skin underneath. I don't know. But yeah, there's comedy. There's the absurdity of pop culture, and we have spent exactly 1 hour, and we are just speeding through these. My goodness. But yeah, here's a little bit of history that I thought would be kind of fun for you guys to learn about. So it's good stuff. Good stuff. All right, that's enough of that. Yeah, we can close this. Bloops. We can close that. Bloops. Roberto Boll, here he is. Damn, dude, he's got legs for days. Jesus. Dude's got legs, man. Yeah. Did you know that music is forbidden in Islam? What? Go fuck yourself. Among the people there is one who buys idle speech to lead others astray from the path of Allah without any knowledge and mocks it. For such a humiliating torment is prepared. Okay, here's the thing, Maine. I don't know if this is like you try to push some Islamophobia or some shit, but like any religious text is written in such a vague way as to be infinitely interpretable. Like you can just interpret any text you want. There are pieces of the Bible that contradict each other. There are pieces in the Torah and the Quran that contradict each other. What the text says has very little like effect on the way that it's interpreted by ideologues everywhere. So like, yeah, okay, the book is fucked up. Yeah, it was written like, 1,000 years ago. I'm not surprised. Like, okay, yeah. I'm sure if you dig through every religious text, you'll find a bunch of stupid shit. But like, that's not, that's nothing. It's how the text is being implemented. Like every religious or every organized religion in the world cherry picks bits from their text and just ignores the ones that are inconvenient all the time. For example, abortion. Let's get political a little bit. The Christian conservatives in the States are like, talking about Bible this, Bible that. There's nothing in the Bible that says anything about abortion being bad. If anything, there's a few passages that seem to be pro-abortion. That if it's necessary to save the life of the mother, then you should excise the child. So clearly, it's not biblical literalism that is holding them account. It's like. Also, it doesn't say anything about homosexual relationships either. The John 3:16 that everyone talks about man lie with man or whatever, it's actually about pederasty. It's about pedophilia. They're saying don't lie with kids. It's a misinterpretation. I believe it's a misinterpretation of a Hebrew word that basically means boy, like child when they think it means man. But yeah, it's anti-pedophilia. So like, Not that I'm saying that like the people who wrote the Bible were these like enlightened thinkers whom the modern people are ignoring. Well, I just mean to say that once you have abandoned the desire to base your worldview on evidence, you can pretty much make whatever fantasy world you want and convince yourself that it's the truth. Like if you've already convinced yourself that an imaginary friend tells you how to behave, the sky's the limit at that point, like, okay, at that point, there's nothing I can do, like, go for it, go nuts. And let's ruin every country. Let's ruin all civilization with your stupid, Bible thumping shit. Anyway, so that's fun. That's a good time. That's what's happening. Last topic of discussion, I guess, is a bit more open-ended. And this is just something that I'm not really sure if I have a concrete point that I'm trying to make. I'm not really sure if there's something that I'm specifically trying to say, so I'm just gonna go off on a tangent, and you guys can jump in. Feel free to contribute as you like. So yesterday we had a D&D session with my online D&D group, the Ravnica group, and it was fun. It was a good time. It was really, really cool. And at one point, the reality of what I was doing really hit me for the first time. Like, I am sitting in my room and I am agreeing with 5 other adults, each of whom have their own lives, real lives, to hallucinate an imaginary life that we're all having together in an imaginary world, going on adventures and like collectively hallucinating this like other existence that is purely fictional and is not there. And we are fully invested into the lie to the point that we're not even saying like my character does this, my character does that. We say, I do this, I do that. We are literally like pretending that we're somebody else in the worst way. And like, I guess the absurdity of it really hit me because on the surface, it might seem as though that is an unnecessary activity. It's very easy to look at that kind of stuff and see like, well, what's the point? If there's literally no transferable skills, nobody's going to care about this except for the 5 of you. You won't even be able to really properly tell the stories because, like, half the time you have to say, "Well, you had to be there." Well, they weren't there, so what's the point, right? And you know what I think it is? What I think it is, honestly, I think that it speaks to one of these sort of fundamental aspects of human culture, it's art, and specifically art as communication. So there's a couple of things that we need to sort of define. What is communication? We can go into the definition of the word, but I think I have a better one. Wait. Oh god, I can't fucking spell. There we go. Sorry. Took me a moment there. Communication. The imparting or exchanging of information by speaking, writing, or using some other medium. All right? That's like the textbook way of saying it. But a more colloquial way of saying it is, I've got some thoughts in my head. I've got some ideas in my head. I want them to be in your head. And I'm going to use a method of some kind to try to get my thoughts into your head. That's what I'm trying to do right now. Like right now I'm streaming, I'm talking to you guys, you're listening. I'm trying to communicate an idea to you. I want you to think the way I do about this. That's kind of messed up, isn't it, in a way? Like if you think of it that way, right? And oftentimes people think that we got a YouTube video. Okay, why are we doing this? Why did you send me this link? What? We should listen to this? What, right now? No, we're gonna wait until I'm finished. God, you threw me off a fucking tangent. So yeah, so a lot of people, I think, when they hear the word communication, I think in their mind they're imagining people speaking, and that's it, right? But I think every form of culture is a form of communication in a way, insofar as it is artistic. To give you an example, I have a good one. I have a good one. Churches. Wait. Churches. Look at all these churches. Ooh, that's the St. John Church in Enrique. That's cool. Why are churches built this way? If I remember correctly, for most of the churches, like they would have these open spaces. There would be nothing up top, so it doesn't serve any practical function other than perhaps to let in air and light and stuff. But why were churches built exactly like this, with these tall spires and all like that? Well, because when you look in the interior, you see this. You see this divine, grandiose, open space. It's inviting and intimidating. It's otherworldly. It's unlike anything else in the rest of the city. What does this evict? What emotion is this supposed to inspire? Awe. You're supposed to be in awe of the majesty of the church that you're in, and by extension, the God that church worships. So the church designs the space with which to communicate the idea that God or whatever is all-powerful and awe-inspiring. They're communicating with you. They're trying to make you think a certain way. Does that make sense? So it's closer to God. That's what they said. Well, I'm sure they came up with their own thing. But like architecturally, what this space kind of produces is that feeling of awe. That's why they like these tall spaces, especially when they're like, ornamented like this with all the decorations and stuff. It's meant, you're supposed to look up. It's meant to, like, they're showing you things that are associated with God and putting them at the top of the ceiling, so you have to look up, thus evoking the relationship between yourself down below and God up above. They could have put all this stuff on the floor so that you have to, look at the floor to look at. They chose to put it up on the ceiling. These are not accidents. These are deliberate choices made by architects who know how the relationship between us observing the architecture and the architecture itself can communicate abstract ideas that don't need to be said out loud, but your brain still catches. This is a form of communication insofar as, that's what's up. Does that make sense? And when you start sort of seeing this, you kind of see it everywhere. Every piece of art, cultural ephemera has this function that is communicating some kind of idea, maybe not deliberately, but it is there, And sometimes even the choice of medium can make a huge difference. So for example, okay, let me give you. Shit, I had a really good one that I had thought about earlier today, but I forgot what it was. Let me tell you. I forgot. Crap. Ah, man, I was on such a good tangent. Damn it. Shit, I lost it. Okay, I'll come back to it. Fuck. Anyway, I'm not sure if I really have a thought necessarily, but I just really I really appreciate that idea. There's something I wanted to say. I wanted to say something. Oh my god. Oh, right. Excuse me. Sometimes the choice of medium can often impact the message in and of itself. So the case that I want to present to you is The X-Files, or more specifically, The Scully Effect. So for those of you who don't know, The X-Files was a TV show in the 90s, starring David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson, who, by the way, MILF alert, like, hot damn, she's got it going on. Woof! Okay, disregard that one. But, like, damn, I wish I will age this gracefully. Hot shit. Anyway, The X-Files was a TV show in the 90s. It was about a pair of FBI agents who were put in this, like, fringe government program, the secret government program, to basically deal with aliens and weird anomalies and ghosts and stuff, like all the stuff that officially is off the books, blah, blah, blah. Secret files, X-Files, right? Great premise. Now, statistically, at the time, in the 90s, the FBI was mostly manned by men. Most of the people working in the FBI were dudes. So if the showrunners of the X-Files wanted to depict the FBI as a representative sort of the real FBI, they would have had two dudes in the X-Files. Like, yeah, there would be some women, but statistically, if two guys were to be put into a fringe government operation, they'd be two dudes. They chose to add a woman, a man and a woman. I'm not saying that was a controversial position in and of itself, but it doesn't reflect reality. Why did they do this? Well, I mean, you could probably make the argument that they wanted some sex appeal, or Gillian Anderson was just a great actress, or they wanted some variety so that they could have different situations that would apply to women but not to men. Any number of reasons, doesn't really matter. However, one of the unintended consequences of putting Gillian Anderson into the X-Files is this thing called the Scully effect. The character is believed to have initiated a phenomenon, referred to as a Scully effect, as the character's role as a medical doctor and an FBI special agent inspired many young women to pursue careers in science, medicine, engineering, and law enforcement. Now, why would this be? Because, up until that point, young girls everywhere, in the United States especially, always thought of the FBI as a boys' club. They thought that it's something that they can't get into because it's not for them. Now, to us cis-het white guys, which I'm assuming all of us are, cis-het white guys over here, that seems kind of ridiculous. Who cares what the color of the skin or the gender of the person is? You can identify with anyone, right? The reason we believe that, or one of the reasons anyway, is because we're the default position. Cis-het white guy is a default protagonist in the majority of Hollywood productions. We have no trouble identifying with a protagonist in any show because it represents us all the time, or often enough anyway. And what has already been demonstrated sociologically, including with stuff like the Scully effect, is that just merely the act of portraying marginalized groups in media, especially as protagonists but not necessarily, can give people the idea that maybe they can do that too. Seeing a fictional character who doesn't exist, Dana Scully, as an FBI agent inspired lots of real people to get into the FBI and STEM fields broadly. So, intentionally or otherwise, the showrunners of The X-Files have communicated to a lot of people the idea that it's okay for girls to be in the FBI. That, I think, is pretty freaking cool, in my personal opinion. So that's also kind of speaks to representation as a method of communication as well, that sometimes even subtle choices and sort of indirect choices in TV production can make a huge impact on the way that they're received and the messages that they're communicating, effectively or otherwise, intentionally or otherwise. That's what I think kind of fascinating, personally. It's incredible. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. I think that's also that's also why a lot of modern companies, the Netflix and all the modern TV and Disney and stuff, feel that it's important to include a multiracial, multigendered, diverse cast of characters, because it's been proven that just having them in the show already as principal characters makes a huge difference as to the self-perception of the marginalized groups that they represent. Because in the 90s, for black people in the United States, for example, in the 90s they were depicted as rappers, gangsters and basketball players. For the majority, that's pretty much it. Those are the three things that, like, in non-fantasy themed fiction that they could be. And so having any kind of representation that wasn't those three things was a huge deal for that community. For example, when Blade came out, right? Blade, Wesley Snipes, classic. Who, by the way, some say is actually sort of the progenitor of the superhero movie genre, but, that's neither here nor there. Mr. Blade over here. He was a huge deal when that movie first came out in 1998. That was a huge deal. Like I remember people going wild about that. You would think like, oh, it's just a guy who's a vampire and he happens to be black. No big deal. It was a huge deal for the people who never saw, first of all, a black guy as a principal protagonist, but also one who's so goddamn cool, and thirdly, one who deals with vampires. Up until that point, like those fantasy kinds of genres were considered to be the domain of predominantly white people. All of a sudden, we have this unabashedly black character who fucking rocks, dude. I'm not a big fan of Wesley Snipes as a person, but Blade as depicted in those movies, he slaps, dude. He slaps. He's got a sword and everything. He's so cool, Got a cool haircut, like, yeah. Like, you would think this is dorky, but he's pulling it, man. He's pulling it off. I think, he's rocking that shit. But yeah, so I know that Blade actor was a piece of shit as a person, heard his actor. Yeah. The tax dodger, yeah, Wesley Snipes sucks. But the character he portrayed was super cool. Yeah. It's unfortunate, but that's just, that's the nature of the medium. That is how it is. So yeah, that's an example of representation as a form of communication. I don't think that these are like in disanalogous. These are like, they're comparable things. But yeah, even like the choice of like how to, if you've got a story, like the choice of medium can sometimes make a difference on the way that the message is communicated. Yeah. Something else I wanted to say about representation. I had another like thingy-majiggy. I wanted to talk about Rick and Morty a little bit. Oh, about how like a bunch of edgelords can miscommunicate. Oh yeah, miscommunication. So what happens when the intended message of the show gets miscommunicated, and what do we do about it? So oftentimes they have this issue, especially in modern media today, that there are lots of people who become fans of certain characters who don't understand the point of those characters. So the one that I always draw to is Rick Sanchez, Rick and Morty fame, right? Rick Sanchez of Rick and Morty, right? He's a edgy, irreverent scientist guy. He burps a lot. He swears a lot. He's depressed, and he's got a gadget for everything, but he's unhappy in his own life, and only slightly happier having met Morty, right? Classic character, classic archetype. We've seen this, edgy loner type before. Nothing new necessarily, but the show does a good job of portraying him in a novel way. I'm sure it comes as no surprise to anyone that there's a huge, huge fan base of Rick and Morty fans who idolize Rick. They think he's aspirational. They like that he's irreverent, and they don't seem to notice that he's depressed. They don't seem to notice that the show is kind of making fun of Rick. The show pities Rick. He is a character to be pitied. He's depressed, despite, like, this is a guy who is so uncomfortable with the idea of vulnerability that he created an entire multiverse where no one could ever get the drop on him. The central finite curve is the thing that they present in season 5. Spoilers, I apologize. This thing where basically like he's the smartest man in the universe because he designed the universes that way. That's how afraid he's been of opening up and like potentially getting hurt. That's pathetic. That's so goddamn pathetic. And the worst part of it is he's not even happy in this universe, right? Like he doesn't have the relationship with his family that he wants. Partially because he feels like he doesn't deserve it. Anyway. Thanks for the follow, Apologus hater. What else you got? How quickly can you make accounts like that? Is it as easy as just like 5 seconds or what? How many minutes does it take to make a new account? What else you got? Answer in the form of another follow. Make another account telling me how long it takes for you to make an account. Let's see. He also changed himself into a pickle to a white conflict. That's the thing. Yeah. I really love season 3's episode Pickle Rick. I love the Pickle Rick episode, but not for the reasons everyone else does. I really hate how popular Pickle Rick is because everyone completely misses the point. All they think is, Pickle Rick! Meanwhile, that speech at the end with Susan Sarandon, mwah, Chef's kiss. Admittedly, I did see a few videos that kind of criticized that part of it because they kind of felt like Susan Sarandon's character was kind of basically dictating the premise of the show to the audience as if they were stupid. But I didn't feel like it was a little bit, I don't think it was that obvious. I think it was like drawing the line. Maybe it was a bit on the nose. It was a bit like fourth wall breaky, but I don't know. I felt like it was a fun speech, and I think it speaks to a kind of a human experience that all of us have, or a lot of us do anyway. I certainly felt that way. My family definitely suffers a little bit from an idolization of intelligence. We definitely, yeah, and that idolization of intelligence has definitely prevented us from getting as close with each other as we perhaps could have. It's one of these unfortunate character traits that I inherited from my family. Yeah, I've tried my best to, not learn most of the horrible lessons that they implicitly try to teach me, but that's one of them. I do think I'm better than most people. I do, yeah, and it's mostly because I think I'm smart. And yeah, that sucks. I know, like, knowing this about myself, I always try to combat that instinctive feeling to like condescend to people and to talk down to them. But the instinct is still there. It's just like, ugh. I will not ban him a few seconds. No, don't even do that. That's okay, no control. It's okay. They're driving up the metrics, man. We're at 5.1k followers. We're going up there, man. It's cool. If they care about me so much they have to dedicate time to making accounts just to tell me how much they don't like me, fine, go for it, man. I love the attention. I'm dabbing on them haters. Woo! Dabbing on them. But yeah, so Rick Sanchez has a lot of people, and I love you. You have a funny way of showing it. All right. But yeah, this kind of character comes up as well. For example, Tyler Durden is another classic example. Oh god, I can't spell today. Tyler Durden. There we go. The alter ego. Oh, sorry. Spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen Fight Club. Tyler Durden, the psychotic alter ego of this guy, right? Or is his name Tyler Durden? They're basically both Tyler, right? Yeah. There's that one as well, or what's his name? Homelander from The Boys as well. Yeah, Homelander from The Boys. So these are all characters who are, like, in the text itself, explicitly supposed to be pitied or hated characters, and yet they're loved. What's happening here? Because I think all three shows do a pretty good job. Well, okay, I think like Fight Club maybe kind of messes up the premise a little bit because I think they make him look way too cool. I don't think they really drive home the psychosis necessarily. But why do a lot of young men idolize these three characters? What is it about these three characters that makes these young men completely miss the point of what these characters are about? Like, we're supposed to hate these guys, they love them. What's happening? I have two sort of broad theories. Number one, lack of media literacy. I think that's just pretty much what it is. I think like a lot of these young boys, they're not media trained in the sense of like, they're not literate in media. They just watch, and consume media. And without a proper education in rhetoric, they fail to pick up on the subtle clues that the show puts in terms of timing, pacing, the kinds of things they show, the framing. It's just lost on them, right? And I think also a part of it is willful ignorance. I think that like this is a classic fascist trope. This is a very common thing that I think a lot of people sort of misunderstand about the depictions of fascism. And another great example is Hydra from the MCU. I've never read the comics, but like from the Marvel universe or whatever. In case of emergency breakdowns. Yeah. That's what's up. Hey, Groundon. Nice to see you. But yeah, so Hydra is depicted in the MCU as this like super secret Illuminati-style organization that's like super competent but massively evil. Most normal people will look at Hydra or these guys, right? And they'll understand we're supposed to hate these guys because they do bad things. But what these young men who are desperate for a sense of significance see is the power. They ignore the morality of the actions. All they see is the power. Homelander's a powerful guy, and they gravitate towards that power. It excites these young boys, like I keep saying young boys, but you understand, you know who I'm talking about. The alt-right crowd. They gravitate towards the power because they themselves want to feel powerful. They want to believe in the fantasy that as long as you're competent and strong and independent, you can be shitty to people and not care about other people's feelings. And they find any character that they can to reinforce that belief in them. You understand what I'm saying? That's why they gravitate towards like, yeah, these guys, these unapologetic assholes. They ignore all the parts where their assholery gets them in trouble or fucks their life over, and they only focus on the parts that makes them look good if you ignore everything else, because they're willfully trying to paint a fantasy wherein acting like an asshole is okay for them because they're so gosh darn good or whatever, you know? In other words, it's a fantasy to explain away a lack of empathy. To basically not try to be empathetic. Because empathy is hard. It's hard to, you know, put yourself in other people's shoes and consider other people's feelings. It's extra work. Yeah. Imagine that. Living with other people in a society. We live in a society. Living with other people in a society is difficult. You know, you gotta sometimes put in the work. Or you could just pretend like the people asking you to consider their feelings are a bunch of whiny, sissy, blue-haired SJWs who are ruining this country, and then it just goes off from there. And then next thing you know, you're JQing and, you know, denying the Holocaust. I think it starts there, you know? It's one of those things. I wanted to say for a long time, I'm your hater. Yeah, okay. You wanted my attention. Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, that to me is like one of those things. In this instance, I feel like these shows, what they could do. Obviously, there's no way to predict. You know, when you put out a piece of art, you can't really predict who's gonna resonate with it and who can't. So obviously, you can't like always make every single TV show with these kinds of characters, and then like make sure that there's some like anti-fascist rhetoric in there, just so the fascists don't get, you know, along with it. Same thing for like the Warhammer 40k universe as well, right? Warhammer 40k has this huge problem of constantly attracting Nazis. For those of you who don't know, so the Warhammer is a tabletop board game. It's basically like Total War, but in turn-based and, you know, with a bunch of little figurines and stuff. And 40k is the sci-fi version of it. It was like, you know, 40,000 years in the future, and so yeah, you have all these like little soldier dudes, and yeah, there's like dudes fighting other things. The main premise of 40k. Your energy was doing very strange things in Great Time. Sure. So the main premise of 40k was always that everybody sucks. There's a bunch of different alien factions, there's a bunch of different like empires here and there, and they all suck in different ways. Some of them are xenophobic, some of them are just dumb, others are just brutal, aggressive, and cruel. Some of them are literally like spawns of Satan or whatever, like, you know, devil people. The human group, the Imperium of Man, their main thing is that they're super racist. They are space racists in like the worst way possible. They think that humans are not only the superior race, they think humans are the only race that should exist. They are on a lifelong mission to eradicate literally everything that isn't human, and even like among the factions, anything that doesn't subscribe to their own faction. Now, normal people look at this and they see that the art, you know, the exaggerated art style, and they see the you know, the details and the frills and stuff. They immediately get the point. They get it. It's meant to be somewhat satirical. Like, and the materials, everything that's written there is no ambiguity about it. They explicitly say, you know, in all the lore, these people are bad. It's all bad. It's just different flavors of bad, right? But a bunch of fascists and pseudo-Nazis miss that, deliberately or otherwise. Why? I personally feel like it's probably because they're not being laughed at. See, one thing that fascists really, really love is strength. They don't really care about the morality of the position. They value strength, not just physical, but also like cultural strength. You know, like being confident, being unabashed, right? They love characters who fly in the face of modern conventions or whatever, or the big strong men, because again, they want to feel like big strong men because they're insecure little boys. I'm kind of, you know, circling about, yeah. So because the characters depicted here, the Imperium of Man, isn't like a bunch of buffoons laughing and, you know, doing stupid shit or whatever, you can ignore the subtext of their morality being evil and just focus on the competency with which they accomplish their goals. And therefore, you can sort of mistake competency for morality, i.e. might makes right. Of course, it never really works that way, and the whole ideology is incoherent, because the moment they start losing, of course, suddenly there's rules and blah, 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 but it's a self-serving ideology. It's not meant to be internally consistent. I'm just saying, like, I'm just showing you sort of what I think is the sort of the logical progression. In this instance, I also want to sort of communicate that you're never going to be able to completely foolproof any piece of medium from a wrongful interpretation, because part of the relationship there in communication is the listener. You know, it's a two-way street. You're delivering information, but they're also interpreting it, and how they interpret it is not really up to your control. So there is this sort of like conundrum there. Like, you can try your darndest to be explicit about your communication, but yeah, some people might not get it. If you want a fantastic example, there you go. There's your second account. Thanks, Apologus Hater 2. Incredible. That took you 10 minutes to do. Amazing. If you want a great example of a good satirization of like actual full-blown Nazis, look no further than oh god, what's it called? The Producers by Mel Brooks. If you're not familiar, The Producers. We're gonna watch the trailer. Mel Brooks, of course, is a world famous satirist. Made a bunch of fantastic movies like Blazing Saddles, but he also made a show called The Producers. The premise of the movie. The premise of the movie is that a theater director wants to get fired, and so he makes the most offensive musical he can. Yeah, let's skip ahead a little bit. And so basically he wants to make a musical that's like pro-Nazi, a pro-Nazi musical in an effort to get fired. He's trying to make like the most offensive joke ever. Yeah, featuring of course the famous song "Springtime for Hitler." Yeah. So the reason that this one works, I'm not going to go into too much detail. There's a really great Lindsay Ellis video about this. But the reason that this parody works way better than other bad depictions like Rick Sanchez or Tyler Durden and stuff is because in this one, the Nazis look ridiculous. They look laughable. They're clowns. We're laughing at them because we think they're silly. This is not going to go over well with people who are trying to look like big, strong boys, you know? The fascists want to be taken seriously. This is the exact opposite of that. So whereas in this one, if you willfully ignore the subtext that not Rick Sanchez, but Tyler Durden and Homelander are evil, you can still make him look out to be a cool guy or whatever, even with the whole milk drinking bullshit. This one is like there's no ambiguity there whatsoever. Now again, I'm not saying that like the purpose of every single piece of medium is to dissuade fascists. Obviously, like you can't do everything like that. But here's just just demonstrate that it's not inevitable that fascists are going to usurp your medium if you accidentally put some cool-looking evil people in there. There is a way to depict them that offsets that. So again, it's kind of a back and forth. You can think of this form of communication as a type of skill, and the rule book getting constantly updated by the changing nature of culture itself. Culture keeps shifting, and now with the internet, ever faster than ever before. And so, yeah, the rule book keeps changing, and so it's tough, but it is possible to keep up with it. Yeah. That's my 2 cents. That's what I wanted to say. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. I'm done. That's all I wanted to say. Yeah, I just think it's a fun way to look at the world, honestly, you know? And that's kind of the value of art. And the other thing is, one last thing. The reason I think this is important as well is because I think that it, for me personally especially, like I have a much greater appreciation for culture now than I did before. Yeah, I'm not a big traditionalist. I'm still not a big traditionalist, to be honest with you. And like I remember, I've always kind of looked at the cultural ephemera of ancient cultures as kind of irrelevant, mostly because the ideas that they espouse have mostly been old and outdated and not worth it. But through this new lens, I understand now that culture is a very necessary component of communication for like even utilitarian, even for like empirical needs. Because I think that what culture kind of is shorthand for a collection of other ideas that otherwise would take forever to communicate. So for example, if I say the word American, everybody in their head, like we may disagree on the image that we get in our mind, but if we did agree, or like we have a sort of a broad definition, we have a broad understanding of what the word American means. You and I are probably imagining some, fat guy on a mobility scooter eating a burger in one hand and firing off an AR-15 in the other, right? Something like, and complaining about the wall, or, that's what I'm imagining in my head when I say American, right? Yeah. And the reason that that's valuable is because otherwise, if I was trying to conjure that image in your head, I would have to literally describe that entire thing. I would have to say, imagine a guy who's in a mobility scooter, eating a hamburger and firing an AR-15. And more than that, if I were to just describe that literally, you might not necessarily understand the weight that I'm trying to carry with that message. You might not be, I might not necessarily, you would just be focusing on those details specifically and then ignoring all the details that I left out. Whereas if I just say the shorthand word American, it encompasses all of those meanings and a few others that I'm not even mentioning. Now again, we can sort of, there's obviously like this interpretation on like what doesn't include that word and like what it means, blah, blah, blah. But that's more of a question of clarification. But the act itself of referencing cultural ephemera like that helps us to communicate abstract ideas more effectively. It gives us a much larger vocabulary to work with to talk about what we perceive to be the truth, empirical or otherwise. I guess in most cases, in like most fictional cases, you're dealing with not empirical truths, more like interpersonal truths about the nature of communication, about what it means to be human and how to relate to one another and how to treat one another and how to be moral. But these are important questions, and they're not always accessible to people who haven't gone through the philosophy classes that I have, for example, or like hoity-toity academics like, yes, the philosophical, yes, nihilism, yeah. It's like, no, most people don't have time for that. But if you make a sufficiently good TV show that talks about these ideas, you can communicate the ideas of morality or existentialism or whatever you want, and it resonates with people. It sticks with them. It affects the way that they behave. That's communication. And I think that's pretty awesome. I think that's really cool. And that's honestly why I think I love narrative media so much. That's one of the reasons anyway. Why I gravitate towards stories. Stories have this capacity to communicate abstract information in a way that no other form of communication can. Technically, that's true of all forms of art. They're all unique in their own ways. But I think that like there's this interesting intersection of empirically derived factual information and abstract information that no other medium does. If you look at visual art, for example, it's infinitely interpretable. I don't think that's really the same case for a TV show or a book or a play, you know? There are limits to how much interpretation you can stretch, which means that you're able to focus more on specific ideas. And the story, in my opinion, is also a communication archetype that everyone can resonate with. I honestly believe, especially now in the information age and the world of mass media, that the story is like one of the sort of the fundamental archetypes through which people understand their own lives and just like existence in general. Our lives have a beginning, middle, and end the same way that a story does. And it's very easy for us to imagine lots of different abstract concepts through the concept of that. Like, I'm sure you've had conversations, for example, about like dating, right? And you're trying to communicate a certain kind of relationship between two people. What do you say? Well, if I was like this, if I would talk to this girl and I said this, I would have said this. You're not inventing a new word. You're not describing the abstract concepts. You are using the premise, the hypothetical story that you're crafting to demonstrate an abstract idea. Why? Well, because trying to find the right word would just take too long. And meanwhile, you have this amazing template of a story. You know, if I did this or I did that. It's used all the time. So, for that reason, I think that it's valuable to learn how to communicate ideas. How to communicate ideas using the medium of the story. I think that's valuable. And that's what I like to do. I like to talk about that, you know? Oh no, is this guy a real Pablo hater? No, he's just a little dickless little idiot. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Little bitch boy who wants attention. He's a leader, he deserves respect. Follow giving us dating advice. Interesting talk. Thank you, nephews. Thank you. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. I appreciate you guys paying attention, listening. Those of you who actually weren't listening and not just malding. Yeah, sorry, Reverse, you missed it. I actually talked about 3 different subjects on the VOD. I guess I'll have to like rewatch it. We talked about puns and why I love them and sort of my pun advocacy. We talked about absurdist music in different genres, actually. We were talking about 1960s Italian pop music, and then we kind of switched over to 2000 stuff. And now we're talking about art as communication, which is something that for me is a huge deal because I love I love narrative media. That's so punny. Yeah. Oh man, you're not ready for my punishment. Yeah. Hey, AJ is here as well. You missed everything as well. Yeah. But yeah, Actually, I'm glad that came out. I think that came out really nicely. I think I might make this like a separate video about artist communication. I think it's good. I think it's yeah. Sorry, busy working. No, it's okay. You'll rewatch the VOD. I don't know. It's gonna be on the quiz later, so you better take notes. Yeah. Do I have anything else to say? No, I think that's it. I think I've said my piece. Yeah, but I guess that's also like kind of leading back to why I called myself Apologus and like what, yeah, because I love the story. I think like the story is my favorite method of communicating ideas and understanding them as well. Like a lot of the ways that I understand abstract information is through like creating these abstract plays in my head, like abstract concepts or characters, and they're interacting like people as if like they're doing dialogue in a play. That to me is a very easy way for me to process things that are otherwise, cosmic in scope. And I think that's for a lot of people as well. Obviously, people can choose how to think about stuff. That's up to them. But I think it's a very accessible and versatile method at the same time. It both offers a lot of variety, but enough structure there that you can, get a lot done. And especially that it communicates a lot of abstract ideas that are not easy to even put into words sometimes, especially when it comes to the relationship between people. Adatiom is over here. Hey, mate, cheers from a guy who lives in China. Wish all the best. You have a very interesting person to listen. Oh, thank you, Adatiom. I appreciate that. Where in China do you live? Where in which region? Also, how long have you been living there for? Also, do you speak Mandarin or Cantonese? I have so many questions. But yeah, now that's it. I'm out of lectures. I'm out of stuff. So thanks for listening to my TED Talk. Now it's the question and answer. Now it's the Yes, you there with the How are you guys doing? Feeling good? Feeling great? Living the dream? I wanted to say that also, like, yeah, I keep forgetting to check it out, but I actually do want to maybe pivot my stream maybe away from video games as much. More to media review. I'm not sure if I really want to do like proper media review, like a video essay style, because that's a lot of work, and B, there's people that are way smarter than me who do this stuff. But I think it'd be cool to do like watching streams where like we watch something together somehow and we talk about that. I just need to figure out the premise of it and how to make it fun for everyone. But I think it'd be kind of cool, React videos and all that. I think that'd be kind of fun. Because then we can look at specific examples of places where certain elements of a movie or a TV show fail to communicate what they're trying to communicate. And we can sort of, discuss that. So for example, we can look at The Room and specifically why it's a bad movie. All the different ways in which it sucks. And why they're entertaining as well. Like why that bad movie is fun to watch as opposed to other bad movies that are just bad, That'd be kind of cool. We need some Vsauce shit. Vsauce, Pavel here. When is a duck not a duck? What's the face he always does, like that face, yeah. When is a duck not a duck? I mean, I'm not a duck, or am I? Yeah. Yeah, Vsauce is all right. Yeah. No, he's cool. It's cool. Although apparently, if you look at the earlier versions of those channels, he did a lot of video game type stuff where he made a bunch of dumb fart jokes. Like he pivoted really heavy into, they pivoted really heavy into intellectual content, kind of late. Like it was yeah. If you look at their earlier content, it's a lot more like fucking stupid, dude bro humor. All right. There was a thing that Norgatrol sent me. Let's check it out. It's something about America's Got Talent. Courtney Hardwin. Let's listen. Who is Courtney Hardwin?
Subscribe, ring the notification bell, and leave a comment down below.
Can do? I have no idea what that is. I'm going to check that out later. But first, Courtney Hadwin. Let's have a listen.
Hi, my lovely.
Hi.
Welcome to America's Got Talent.
I don't care. Oh, she's already seen it. Oh, yeah. Oh, they already skipped it for me. Thank you. I hate the backstory stuff. I can't stand it. Go on. Okay. Come on. Get there. Oh, please. Please get confident. Please. Please. Okay, there we go. Okay, now she's got, okay. Okay. Oh. She's so nervous. She's so nervous. Oh my god. I don't like it. I don't. I don't know. Those cracks. Like, oh my, okay, I'll listen a little bit. Okay, now she's loosening up. All right. There it is. Okay. That's actually, okay, there we go. All right. Okay. I'm guessing there's more performances? There's the thing. Okay, there we go. Now let's see how she fares after a bit of media training. Well, she's more confident. But the singing somehow got worse. How is that possible? Are they like leaning into the whole awkward girl bit? I don't know if that were. I don't know. I wish her all the best. Yeah. To me, this seems like. What was it? Was it 2020? Was it this year? I think I feel like she needs maybe like 2-3 more years for the voice to develop a bit more. Because like right now she's really screeching and really more like screaming rather than singing. Yeah, the vocal tone is unique. It's interesting, and she's a good singer. But she's really, really leaning into this gimmick in a way that I think is like ruining the audio quality. I don't know, for me personally. Yeah, especially at the end. At the beginning. But that makes sense. It makes sense at the beginning because she's nervous and she kind of like loosened up a bit. But if this is the way she sounds when she's already confident, I don't know. I mean, she's having fun. That's nice. But I'm not having fun. Okay, that's fine. That's cool. I don't know. Did you guys like that? I don't know, man. I don't know. Alexander says, I'm from Belarus too. Okay, cool. Chengdu. Where's Chengdu? Sichuan province. Oh, Sichuan. I've heard of Sichuan. Oh, what am I doing? Maps. Chengdu is in... Oh, okay. It's right down here in the center. Ah, okay. Gotcha. As if I know Chinese geography. But yeah, sure, yeah. This place. Yeah, I totally know what this is. Yeah, it's right here. Yeah, it's right here. Okay, cool. So you're kind of in the center there. Oh, that's kind of interesting. What's the weather like over here? I'm guessing it's kind of like... Well, Shanghai is here. I'm guessing the climate's a bit more radical. Right now it's 16 degrees C. Okay. It looks like it's actually quite a hot town. Capital of southwestern China's Sichuan province. 1st century BC. Oh, excuse me. What the temps are looking like. Why would it be in... Oh, God. Stupid fucking Fahrenheit. Why would it ever... There we go. The hottest time is July and August. 37 C? Whoa. Hot damn. That's a hot box right there. And winters go down to minus 6. Okay. So it's like just intolerable in the summer and like a little bit sniffly in the winter. That sounds dope, actually. That sounds really, really cool. That sounds kind of cool. Chengdu. Let's have a look at some pictures. That's a hot 37. My God, man. I get nervous after 27. 10 more degrees. My goodness. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. That's gorgeous. Yeah, it seems like a nice, average Chinese town with a dirty river. Some buildings. Highways. You know, it's got all the classics. It's got roads, it's got buildings, guys. Ooh. Now you know what this looks like? This looks like to me like wait, hold on. To me this looks like the spot of like oh god, those Asian kung fu movies that were like super popular back in the 2000s or whatever, like Hero, you know, like wait, hold on. Hua! I see that you have come to challenge me. Hua! Oh shit. You bet I will challenge you, and I will defeat you and restore my house's honor. Hoo-ha-ha! Hiya! Hiya! Comedy! Yeah. I think they use that location in Legend of Drunken Master. Oh, literally. Oh, well, there you go. That's why. Ah, that makes sense. That tracks. 994. Okay, hold on. Let me just 994. I like when things are symmetrical. Oh god, 995. Do. Oh god. 99. Oh, that's okay, sure. I'm just joking. Oh, okay. Sorry. I mean, it does kind of look like a movie set. I'm not gonna lie. It does look like a movie set. It does not look real. But to be fair, a lot of Chinese cities like to build their old towns like this. To be fair, a lot of European cities as well. If you look in like the old town of Riga, honestly, this has been like one of my main criticisms of quaint old, ancient cities in old towns in popular cities. Sort of a brief history. So Riga is one of those cities that was conquered by the Swedish Empire in the 1600s, and so a lot of the architecture in Old Town is just basically like Swedish classical, or Baroque or whatever, with the bright colors and the flat type of surfaces and things like that. A very like Bavarian type of style. This is like all of Riga. However, in recent times, it's been repainted a lot, and it seems like it's been repainted exclusively to basically function like a theme park for adults in a way. A lot of the signs as well on the streets are in English now, and a lot of the establishments are also like, yeah, come to Old Riga, yeah, we're Latvians, we speak English, come, please, British people, give us your money, it's like that kind of thing, which I find a little bit distasteful. But yeah. What's really funny though is that like if you take literally 5 minutes out, like from the old town or whatever, step out into like the real Riga, here, then yeah, I mean this is a real Riga right here. This is what Riga really looks like. This is the real Riga, Like yeah, you take 2 steps out of Old Town, this is what you see. It's like that's that real shit. Places where you're not even sure if you're safe, you know what I mean? Even in the daytime, Bunch of drunk guys in the corner giving you eyes, seeing if they can mug you, Muskachka. Yeah, exactly. That's the real shit, yeah. And the thing is here, let's do Google Street View. Hold on. Best area of Riga, yes. Wait, how do you do Street View? Is it just I always forget. What's the thingy-majiggy? Oh god. Oh. Where's the Street View? I'm so bad at this. Can I just do Street View? Can I just do it like that? Probably not, right? Yellow man in the corner? Yellow man in the corner, you say. Which corner? Oh, that corner. Oh, thank you. There we go. Yeah. So, yeah, this is like Old Town over here, right? So we're talking like... Wait, what? Am I supposed to pick a spot? Or... Oh, there we go. So yeah, this is Old Town as it is today. KFC, I'm pretty sure that's not there anymore. But yeah, so it's like a nice combination of yeah, different type of stuff like this. Literally, let's say 5 minutes out. It's actually this part's actually not that bad, but then you step into like you go down the 7 tram way, and all of a sudden, oh boy, what did I get myself into? What's this now? Oh no. Oh, this is the ooh. We're not in Kansas anymore. Oh shit. Oh no. Yeah. Like what the fuck, man? It's not that far, like comparatively, right? Like, yeah. Like we took like 10 minutes out from the city center, and it just gets worse. It just gets worse. It just, yeah, like it's not good. Now, to be fair, this is mostly due to a lack of funding. I've actually never seen this area over here. It's due to a lack of funding, and I guess it's like a shift in priorities as well. As I understand it, the Moskva is fucked beyond repair. No, I don't think it's beyond. I don't think it's beyond repair, Nepheus. I think that if you invest enough money in the infrastructure and you sort of compensate people properly, you could definitely revitalize this neighborhood. It's just that that's not where the money is. Right now, it seems like the Riga government is mostly focused on gentrifying old neighborhoods. So, for example, they did a really good number with the Tipsala area across the river. Yeah, now they have these these big ass buildings here and this new high rise situation over here. They're building these corrugated communities that they can rent to wealthy landowners, people who can afford apartments and stuff, because they make a lot of money from that, renting basically. Yeah. Show me where you used to live. What? So you can dox me? Nah, I'm good, Smelly, I'm good. I doxed myself once before. I'm not gonna do it again. I'll show you. Nah, fuck it. What I wanted to say. Yeah, gentrification. If you guys don't know what gentrification is, it's the act of building much more. Like you go to a shitty neighborhood. Well, I say shitty. Like you go to a poor neighborhood. Sorry, bad choice of words. You go to a poor neighborhood, and you build a super expensive building like this, therefore driving the property values around the area up, and basically displacing all the people who can't afford to live there anymore, and replacing them with much wealthier residents who can. You're effectively sort of, you're discriminating against people based on economics in this way. You're not making these houses affordable, you're just replacing the people who can't afford them with people who can. That's gentrification. It's the same thing as over in this area as well, I think, if I remember correctly. Is it this area where the oh god, where is it? Oh no, it's like this area right here where the sports center is. No, wait, I'm wrong again. What is this now? What am I looking at? Oh god, I'm so bad at this. Wait. There's the hospital. Oh god, I'm so bad with geography. Oh yeah, the sports center. There we go. There it is. So yeah, this is also like this back alley area. So the city proper is more on the east side, and the west side has been largely sort of unaddressed. And then in the past, like I think 10 or 20 years, they built like the sports center and a bunch of adjacent, these like nice expensive buildings over here. Again, meant to be lived in by much wealthier residents than the ones who actually can. And that's kind of the premise. Obviously, there's only so far they can take the piss, but that's clearly the direction they're going in. Yeah, these are all new. Well, relatively, I'm saying, yeah. Not super pretty to look at, but yeah. It's a thing. It's a thing. Where's the one like the really weird glass building? Oh yeah, you see like over there in the distance, you see like those fucking things. Wait, can I not go that way? But yeah, those things over there, like this is all not meant for us. None of this is meant for us. Somebody lives there, I guess, but yeah, who knows? In all likelihood, I'll be honest, I have no idea. I have no confirmation of this. But my guess would be these apartments are usually bought up by wealthy landlords and then turned into like Airbnbs or rental properties. That's usually probably how it is. Because that's the real estate market. You wanna, you need to live somewhere? Well, fuck you. Now you have to give someone money just for existing. Woo! Just because he got there first and he had the money to buy the shit. Yeah. Amazing. Isn't it great that we have an entire class of people who make money just because they have stuff? Isn't that fun? That's great. And only once in a while they have to hire somebody else to do maintenance. Oh, that's great, yeah. Oh, man. They have to hire a plumber once in a while. Oh, no. In case it's not clear, I'm not a big fan of capitalism. It's just in case that wasn't clear. Yeah. That's economics. But anyway. So what's up with you guys? You got any memes? You got any memes to share? Trisha Lang. We got like 40, well, we got like 50 minutes to go. I'm actually surprised how quickly we ran through this material. I actually thought it was going to take a bit longer. I don't know. You want me to tell you some jokes? I got some more puns for you. I got jokes aplenty. Continuing Fallout today? No. We do Fallout on Wednesdays. Fallout is a Wednesday game. No, today is just random, just chatty stuff. Just chatty stuff. I thought about maybe about doing Jackbox or something, but I'm not in the mood. I don't know. I want to chat. I want to talk. Can't we just talk? You always want games, man. You always want Fallout from me. Can't we just talk, man? You only like me for my Fallout. Yeah. You guys want to hear a good joke? Actually, I got a couple. You know what's funny? Actually, you know what I realized? I've never actually told anyone my real dirty jokes. I remember very often I would work on Crazy Time or Monopoly or whatever, and people would ask me for jokes and stuff, and I could only tell them the clean ones, because obviously, if I told the dirty ones, that would get me in trouble. And I had this amazing arsenal of super dirty, well, not super dirty, but dirty jokes that I think are really, really funny. I've never had a chance to tell them. Would you like me to tell you some jokes? I got some really good ones. Lay 'em on us. Lay it on me. Guy walks into a bar. Ouch. No. No. Okay. Twitch plus dirty jokes in 2022? Banned. Nice. Okay. A guy walks into a bar, and he orders himself a drink, but he sees, as he's sort of standing at the counter, that there is a jar on the counter that says contest jar, and it's full of $5 bills, just stuffed to the brim. The massive jar, contest jar, $5 bills. And he's curious about it, so he asked the bartender, hey, I notice you have this jar over here. What's that about? And the bartender replies, well, that's our contest jar. There's a contest that we do here where if you complete 3 challenges, you win all the money in the jar. But you have to put $5 in, and I can't tell you what the challenges are until you put the money in. Are you interested? And the guy thinks about it for a bit. He's like, well, I got nothing else going on tonight, so yeah, sure, why not? Puts $5 in the jar and says, all right, what do I got to do? All right, so we got 3 challenges. The first challenge is I'm going to lay out 12 shots of tequila, and you got to down them all in 2 minutes. You just got to go at it, all right? Okay, seems simple enough. What's next? Well, okay. Fuck, I forgot the joke. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. What comes after? Wait. Yes, okay. Well, we have an alligator in the basement. This ferocious alligator with a sore tooth. What you have to do is wrestle the alligator and yank the tooth out. Bring the tooth back to us. Okay, it's a little dangerous. All right, what's the third thing? Upstairs, my mother hasn't been satisfied by a man in 40 years. You have to go up there, make sweet love to her, and make her come. And then, if we hear screams of joy, you win the pot. You win the entire thing. And the guy's like, well, that's a bit extreme, but I already put the money in, so let's go. They get the shots out. 12 shots. He's going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's struggling by 6. But he's getting there. He's pounding them out. His mouth is on fire. He's cross-eyed. He doesn't care. He's like this, man. But he's going. He gets the last shot under 2 minutes. He's golden. Everyone's cheering for him. The crowd's going wild. He bursts into the basement. The door shuts. And then you can hear these muffled noises. Just like the most tortured screams. You're not even sure who's screaming at that point. The alligator, the guy, who knows? There's tearing, there's clawing, it's pandemonium. 15 minutes later, the guy bursts open the door. He is bleeding everywhere. One of his eyes is popping out. His clothes are all torn up. He is messed up. He needs hospital attention. He needs medical attention quickly. And he stumbles to the bar in this state. And he goes, all right, where's the old lady with the tooth? End scene. No? Really? I thought it was funny. All right. Different sense of humor. All right, fair enough. Patches comes into a bar. Ben Brood is a bartender. Patches order 1 beer and asks how much. Ben answers, no charge. This is only one joke about the bar I know. It's for HS players? Sorry, what's HS? That was good? All right. I'm glad someone enjoyed that joke, yeah. It's one of my personal favorites. Wait, what is HS play? What is HS? High school. Hearthstone. Okay, gotcha. I don't play Hearthstone. It's not for me. Gotcha. All right. But yeah, I like that joke. I'm a big fan of that one. I have another one. I also really enjoy. Also one of my favorite jokes. Guy walks into a bar. A lot of my best jokes are walks into a bar jokes. Guy walks into a bar and orders himself a gin and tonic. And the bartender's like, okay, gin and tonic. And he, instead of getting a glass or getting drinks and stuff, he actually goes behind the counter and pulls out an apple and lays it down on the table. And the guy's like, what? What is this? And he says, your gin and tonic, sir. And he's like, but that's an apple. No, give it a shot. Give it a bite. And the guy's like, okay. This tastes just like gin. But where's the tonic? He said, you got to turn it around. He's like, okay. He bites the other side, pure tonic. One side is gin, one side is tonic. This is amazing. How did you do this? I had a wish from a genie. It's a whole thing. Anyway, they sort of get to chatting about the whole thing. A second guy comes into the bar and orders a Jack and Coke. And the bartender's like, yeah, sure. Pulls out an apple. Boom. And the second guy's like, what? And the first guy says like, no, trust me, it's good. It's going to be good. And the guy's like, okay. He bites into the apple. Wow, this tastes just like Jack, but where's the Coke? And it says, turn it around. He's like, okay. It tastes just like Coke. Amazing, incredible. And they get to talking and they're eating these apples and blah, blah, blah. Third guy comes in and orders, and he's like, I'm not really actually sure what to order. What do you have on the menu? And the other two guys are like, dude, you're not going to believe this. Whatever you order, this guy has an apple for it. Just whatever taste you want. He's got a magic apple. It's crazy. And the guy's like, you got an apple that tastes like pussy? And the bartender's like, sure. Pulls an apple. There's an apple. Have a bite. The guy goes, this tastes just like shit. Turn it around. Badumch. That's a good joke. I like that joke. I don't know. I like it. I think it's a good joke. Like it's edgy, so like, we love edgy humor here, but I think it's also like, it's like, again, the premise is fun, like the idea that they had to like describe magic apples and turning around and stuff, and like that the reveal is so like, it's both, yeah, it's like, it's logical, but also you don't really see it coming, At least I didn't. And yeah, clearly it's a good one. Yeah, you can take that one. Turn it around. Yeah. I think it's fun. What else? Oh. This joke is not necessarily dirty, but I like, it's not even that funny, to be honest with you. But I really like it. I really like it personally. Two guys walk into a bar. We're getting advanced. It's two guys now. Two guys walk into a bar, and this is one of those like old timey British pubs, you know, where like it's all the same customers. They've been coming in for like 20 or 30 years, and like they all know each other. These two guys are new. They're from out of town. They don't know anybody, and they order, you know, their normal drinks, Jack and Coke, whatever, or beers. And as they're waiting for their drinks, they listen in on the conversations happening in the bar, and they notice that like a lot of the patrons, why the third guy know how the shit tastes. We all know what shit. Wait, we can approximate what shit tastes like. We know what it smells like. It's not that far off. I don't think that's that big of a stretch, but anyway. Or maybe he eats a lot of ass. You don't know. Don't judge. I eat ass. Like groceries, man. Just, I get in there, man. You don't eat ass? What the fuck's wrong with you? What are you, a fucking liberal? I don't know, whatever. Where did that come from? My joke right here. Sorry. So these two guys, they order a drink, old-timey pub, and what they hear in the casual conversation or whatever is that a lot of the old patrons, they're just shouting numbers out. They're just like, 4, ha, and like, you know, every time they shout a number out, they get a little giggle. 14, ha, ha, 23, ha, ha, you know. And the two guys are kind of confused. They're like, why are these people shouting out numbers? So they ask the bartender, they say, excuse me, why is everyone shouting out numbers? What's that about? And the guy says, well, you see, we here at the pub, we've all known each other for years and years, and we've all told all the same jokes. No one comes up with a new joke. We all just tell the same one. So to save us a bit of time, we're just going to number them. We just numbered them all, and now we just say the number, and we know which joke it is, and we just kind of have a chuckle because we like it. And the two guys are like, oh, wow, that's kind of cool. It's interesting. And yeah, and they just keep drinking. At some point, the two young guys, they start sort of, they chat with the other patrons and stuff. They get to know them and that kind of thing. One thing leads to another, and the young guys try to, you know, take their hand at saying out a joke. They go like, 15, ha ha ha, good one, yeah. Now, obviously, the guys don't know, you know, what the jokes are, but they're just saying that loud. And at some point, one of the young guys, you know, he decides to go for like a really edgy one. He thinks like, oh, what if? And he shouts out, 192. Everyone just explodes with laughter. They're just roaring. They go, ah. They are, you know, fighting back tears. Their sides are splitting. There's drinks being spilled everywhere. It's the fucking bedlam. It goes nuts. 5 minutes of complete roars laughter. And the two guys are like, obviously they're confused because they don't know these. They're like, oh, what was so funny? What was so funny? And as he's fighting back tears, the bartender finally says, we've never heard that one before. That's the joke. I know it's not like super funny, but I don't know. I like the premise of it. Again, it's like meta humor to a certain extent. I like it. I like it. Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad someone liked it. Like that one? Nice. High five. There we go. Yeah. That joke was for you and me. Yeah. I like that one. I have a lot of bar jokes. I just realized. I have a lot of bar jokes. Okay, here's one. Guy walks into a bar. Guy walks into a bar and orders 2 whiskeys, neat, in 2 separate glasses. Not a double, 2 separate glasses, 2 whiskeys. Bartender, you know, does his request, 2 whiskeys, neat. He assumes there's going to be a second person, but no, the guy just kind of, he, you know, looks at one of the drinks, very like longingly, very thoughtfully, downs it. And then he looks at the other drink, also, you know, very thoughtfully, very, you know, lovingly, downs it. Bartender thinks this is kind of weird, but, you know, whatever, he's a paying customer. Guy leaves. Comes back a couple days later, orders the exact same thing. 2 whiskeys, neat, separate glasses, right? Bartender at this point is like, okay, I guess this is like this guy's thing. I don't know. He doesn't like a double, weird, but he like has a request. Guy again like looks very thoughtfully at the drink, downs it. Looks very thoughtfully at the other drink, downs it. And this goes on for weeks. This goes on for months even. The bartender, he's not one to pry. He's like, you know, people have different drink orders, whatever. But at some point, the curiosity gets to him. He just can't take it anymore. He's just like, I gotta know. So as he's pouring him yet another one of these like 2 whiskeys, he asks the guy, Excuse me, sir, I don't mean to pry, but I was just wondering, why are you ordering 2 separate whiskeys? You know you could just order a double, right? And the guy says, well, yes, of course, I know, I'm not dumb. It's just that I have a brother and he's in the war right now. He's on the front, he's fighting on the front lines. He's, giving it all he's got. And I promised him that every day that he was on the front lines, we would have a drink together. Even if he can't, I'm going to have a drink for him. We're gonna, have a drink together. That's why I'm ordering 2 separate drinks, one for me, one for him. And the bartender was so moved by this. He says, wow, that's so noble. That's incredible. I wish your brother the best. I hope it works out. You know what? This one's on the house. And the guy's like, oh, wow, thank you. That's very kind, right? And they develop a bit of a rapport, the bartender and the guy. They do this for another month or so. Until one day, this guy comes in and he orders 1 whiskey. Neat. Not a double. The bartender's thinking, oh no. He's thinking the worst. And so he asks, sir, I'm sorry, did something happen to your brother? Is he okay? And the guy's like, yeah, he's fine. I just quit drinking. Ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum. English jokes about the bar, Russian jokes about a wife, husband, and wife's lover. Yeah. There are some good ones. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of hate your wife jokes because I don't really get the premise of it. But that's just me because I'm a millennial. I think that's like classic boomer humor. I'm really not a big fan. Even if they're clever, I'm not a big fan of the premise of hate your wife jokes, honestly. Because to me, in the back of my mind, whenever I hear a joke like that where someone's complaining about their wife, I always think you're the one who married her. You're the loser who chose to marry someone you don't love. What the fuck? You could divorce them. Are you an idiot? Yeah, that's just more. Yeah, that to me is always the thing. Okay, you're just mad at a woman. Fucking leave then. What? But yeah, that's just me. But I get it. It's classic boomer humor back when divorce was less common. So yeah, I get it. Jokes on him. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But again, it's those jokes were a product of a different time when divorce was less. At times it's entirely illegal, but just kind of culturally frowned upon. So sometimes people did really feel like they were just stuck with a person they didn't like anymore. So okay, boomer humor. Times have changed. So yeah. Now it's just misogyny. That's it. It's like that. Yeah. But. Personally, I'm not there are certain types of blonde jokes that I think are okay. Technically, blonde jokes are mean-spirited because they, making fun of blonde people for being stupid. But there are some jokes where it really feels like the convention of the blonde is more like a literary device to get you to a certain point. Blonde is just shorthand for stupid, and usually it's blonde, redhead, brunette. That's just a shorthand for 3 different people. And one of them's an idiot, right? So it's not so much you're not making a commentary on the people with those hairstyles. It's just more the convention of here's a joke about 3 people and one of them's a dumbass, right? I think in those scenarios it's okay as long as that's the understanding that it's not the blondness itself that we're making fun of, Okay, it was good to hang out. Had to play some Rust with the boys and drink a couple beers. Yeah, all right, take care, Bears. We're gonna be wrapping up soon anyway, but yeah, that's the deal. So I'll give you an example of a blonde joke that I really, really like. Actually, there's 2 blonde jokes I really, really like. 3 ladies, a blonde, a brunette, and a redhead are running away from the police at night in the farmlands, in the countryside. They stumble onto a barn and decide they're going to hide in the barn. They find different bags. They find these, the cloth or the canvas bags or whatever. Not canvas bags. What are they called? The rough sacks where people put all kinds of stuff in there. They find 3 of those bags and hide inside those bags. The police burst in. They got flashlights. They got everything. They're searching around. And at some point they notice the bags and they start kicking the bags. They kick the bag with the brunette, and the brunette screams out, "Woof, woof, woof, woof." And the police are like, "Oh, it's some stupid dog, whatever." They kick the bag with the redhead in it, and the redhead screams out, "Meow, meow." And everyone's like, "Oh, okay, it's just some stupid cat, whatever." They kick the bag with the blonde in it, and she yells out, "Potatoes!" That's so stupid. I don't know. That's stupid, but I love it. I don't know. That to me is kind of funny. I guess just like the premise of just like, yeah. And the police left them alone. That's what it was. Yeah. And then of course the other blonde joke. Yeah, I'm never gonna tell that one, honestly. I'm not gonna tell that one. Joe Gal says, what's the secret of your nickname? It's no secret at all. An apologue is a story with a moral, and I like stories, so I call myself that. Reading directly from my Twitch page, which if you bothered to check it, you could have known. Directly from it. We're live right now. Check this out. Look at this. You could have known. Wait, let's directly from it. Reading directly from the Twitch page. Apologus is the Latin word for an apologue, a story with a moral. My biggest passion in life has always been stories, specifically the way in which stories can teach us lessons about ourselves and about the world around us through how they're told. This is what drives me to consume so many movies, TV, and games, so I figured it'd be a good nickname for myself as an amateur connoisseur of narrative media. The bare fucking minimum. Thanks for the follow, Lolapat. Thanks for the follow. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah. I guess we can wrap up. I really don't have a lot else going on. Good job. Thanks, man. I did it just for you. It's all for you, man. All of this. It's all been for you. Anyway. I actually don't mind the lighting. I was saying before that, like, normally this kind of lighting is bad because like it's extra lighting, you know, like in a black background this looks weird, you know, like if I do this, it's like my background is black but it looks like it's, you know, bright or whatever. But if it's a white background, it kind of makes sense because I am, you know, lit AF. So I think I'll keep it like this for now. This doesn't seem all that bad. It does mean that I have to put like a little filter there for the chat to fit in though. That is unfortunate. Because otherwise the text just doesn't show up, you know? Like if I do this, then like you can't see much here, unfortunately. So yeah. It's a work in progress, is what I'm saying. It is a work in progresso. More progresso, less depresso. But yeah, I guess we can wrap it up because I really got nothing else going on. I've said my piece. You've listened to my lecture. It will be on the quiz later, so... I guess... The other thing that I was thinking maybe to show you guys, if you're interested, is I made a D&D campaign recently. Like whole cloth, like from start to finish. I made a whole brand-ass new campaign. And I'm actually really, really proud of it. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to go through it. But that's if you guys are interested, I don't know. Most of you guys don't care about D&D, but yeah. I'm kind of partially like, I would only do it if someone asked me because I'm a little bit nervous because I want things to be secret. And I'm afraid that if maybe... one of the people that I'm going to be having in my group will watch this video, they'll spoil it for themselves. And that's no good. So maybe I'll wait until the campaign's over. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it is. I guess like it's better in hindsight, actually, yeah. Ooh. I just thought of something. I'm a fucking genius. Oh my god. Oh my days. That could work. It could actually work. Oh my god. To be continued. I'm just thinking to myself. I'm thinking out loud. Anyway, yeah. I mean, there's only one way to finish this. There's only one way, really, to go out. We gotta go out in style. You know what's happening. You know it. Where is he?
Freezing cold in ancient 9 years old.
You the cold maze, say one, freezing cold in ancient 9 years old. Alright.
Thank you very much for watching, everybody. This is me. My name is Apologus. And we're going to wrap it up for today. Check us out on Monday when we'll continue Pathologic 2. And Wednesday we'll continue Fallout. And maybe next Friday we'll have something cool for you. I guess we'll see how it is. More insanity coming along the way. Thanks for streaming. You're welcome, Lionheart. Thanks for watching. I guess tune into when I finally get around to editing the videos for YouTube. Yeah, have a good weekend. You too, Lionheart Live. You too. And more importantly, you know what? Before I go, actually, so here's the thing. I told myself when I started streaming that I would not like be begging for likes and subscribes and stuff, but I'm literally I'm putting so much effort into the show and nobody cares, and it's starting to bother me a lot. I know, like I'm not like I shouldn't worry about like exposure, but like I want people to see this shit. So here are all my socials, and I'm gonna copy them into the YouTube chat as well, except for the YouTube stuff, obviously. Specifically like Instagram and TikTok. That'd be great to like spread the word. So here's my Insta. Here's my TikTok-y. And yeah, there's a YouTube channel. If you could possibly like convince your friends to watch me as well, like just like glue their eyes to the screen and force it, you know, like that'd be great. Because yeah, I think I do a pretty good job here. I think I'm entertaining, but nobody gives a fuck, and that is no good. So on that note, like and subscribe, and hit the bell, and also become a member. Apparently, I don't know how that works. They keep adding new loyalty options. But I hope you have a great day. I hope you're healthy. I hope you're happy, and I hope that everything goes well for you this weekend and the next and the next and all the weekends to come. And I hope that you find a way to communicate with people. And I hope also that like the stuff that I've said doesn't just go in one ear and out the other for you. That maybe you might look at media that you consume and art that you enjoy in a new and potentially fun light. Good night, everyone.